Is it Coronas from 1 to 8 p.m. in the ballpark? Cran in SC. That's me, dude. That's it, dude. Feet up, phone in the car, checked out, slamming beers, nachos. Hey, yo, Cran, you know, I'm on the 12:01 train. The second it's 12:01 p.m., I'm on that train out the door. Yeah, no, that's not how that goes, Cran. For the ones who get it done, Grainger is offering supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as access to product experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call or click Grainger.com or stop on by. That's Job Jack Savage. My thanks to my guests, two really good NBA guests, Tyrese Maxey, Mike Budenholzer, the XR4TI stepping it up. Have a great day. Jim Rome Pod coming up shortly. Say, for the ones who get it done, Grainger is offering high-quality supplies and solutions for every single industry, as well as access to product specialists who have the knowledge and the experience to answer your toughest questions. Plus, their commitment to being your safety partner can help you keep your facility safe and your people even safer. So, call, click, Grainger.com, or just stop on by. Grainger.com.
Only 1 week left to file your taxes. But don't worry, Jackson Hewitt is racking up the assists. We guarantee your biggest tax refund and guarantee the accuracy of your return for life. So make a fast break to Jackson Hewitt. Our tax pros will get you filed or get you an extension before the deadline. Beat the clock and the crowds. Come in and file today. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes.
If you missed the Brian Bailey Show, you missed.
Head coach Mike Houston, is it a competition like every other position is?
Everything in our program is a competition.
Yeah.
The things that our program is based on, the biggest thing is you do what you say and you say what you do. There's a reason why Elijah Morris has a scholarship. He came here as a walk-on. There's a reason why certain guys have earned the right to play and certain guys don't earn the right to play. You get what you earn, and you can't treat any position any different than any other position. So it's a competition.
Tune in Mondays at noon for the Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, right here on Pirate Radio.
Pirate Fest, presented by Optimum, offers a full day of piratical tomfoolery. This free event includes 75 vendors, food trucks, art demos, mermaids, and of course, pirates. Join us on Saturday, April 15th from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. for live pirate reenactments, great food, and so much more. Finish off the day with a concert on the town common from country music artists Maddie and Tay. For more information, visit piratefestnc.com. It's going to be awesome.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey, cheesy, crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Excitement time.
Clam down! Clam down! Clam down! Clam down!
Pirates are going dancing, baby!
They picked us last. They picked us last. And now we're going dancing. We're going dancing.
How about those friggin' pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome on in to a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. Coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930 online, PR927FM.com. And as always, we want you to be a part of the show. You can chime in on Facebook Live or YouTube with your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, birthdays, anniversaries, otherwise. If you have a question for the offensive coordinator of the Pirates, Donnie Kirkpatrick, you can get that in at any time because we will be talking to Donnie Kirkpatrick coming up at 5 o'clock on today's show, recapping the spring. Of course, we'll dive into the quarterback position, but also talk about all the position groups there. A lot of coaching changes on that side. So how did that go this spring for Donnie Kirkpatrick and the offense? We'll talk about that and a lot more coming up in 2 hours. So you have a couple hours to get your questions in if you have them for Donnie Kirkpatrick. Also, we'll be talking to Ken Watlington from WNCT Channel 9. We'll hit on everything going on here locally and beyond in the world of sports. Had the play-in games last night in the NBA, and you had Minnesota blowing a lead and the Lakers winning it in overtime to get to the playoffs. And I have not watched any NBA basketball this year. I've kept up with scores here and there. The reason for that is the Charlotte Hornets were abysmal and just did not feel like... I always say, like, NFL, if Washington stinks, which has been the case for much of my football watching life, it doesn't matter. I can watch any other game that's on TV. It can be the worst Thursday night game. It can be that sweet 425 game of the week, and I'll watch it. And that's because that's what I'm most interested in. Plus, there's fantasy football. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Major League Baseball, if the Braves aren't good, I'm pretty much out of it. I don't watch. I don't follow. I like the Braves. Don't really love Major League Baseball like I do the NFL. Same thing with the NBA. If the Hornets are good, I'll follow it. If they're not, I can ignore it and feel good about doing that. So that's kind of where I'm at on the NBA. But do want to hit on the playoffs. We do have some interesting matchups. I love the Warriors-Kings series, just the fact that the Kings are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2006, I want to say. It was the longest drought in pro sports. The barn's going to be rocking on Saturday night. So I'm looking forward to that series, but we'll get into some of that with Ken Watlington later on in the show. Patrick Mason will join us at 4 o'clock as we talk all things ECU athletics. We'll wrap up spring ball with him, talk about last night's ECU baseball win, And Bobby Pettiford making news, transferring to East Carolina. We'll touch on that with P. Mace as well, coming up in hour number 2 of today's show. We got all that. We got a giveaway, and like I said, you as well. All right, I see that we have a bunch of comments, and I'm going to guess this is a Steve Hill barrage, and I would be correct. Shirley, let's see if you have any of these.
I don't have them. I bet you $1 million.
All right, well, we'll just have to do them ourselves. Clippo! Okay.
Clipper!
Go Gator.
Go Gator.
No, okay. A burglary. A burglary.
Good.
Two little butt cheeks.
It's 2 little butt cheeks.
Swinging dingers.
Swinging dingers.
Ric Flair. Woo!
Ric Flair. Woo!
All right.
Oh, wait a minute.
All right. There we go. I'm a former long snapper. Chandler, that would be you. We need to hear that live. Oh, Chandler Honeycutt's here. Hey, Chandler, how you doing, bub?
What's up, Clipper? How you doing? I wasn't going to speak until
Thank
I was
you.
introduced.
I'm a former long snapper.
I'm a former long snapper.
All right, there you go. I want to shake his hand.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
I don't want to talk about the weather. Don't care about the weather. Don't like the weather.
I don't care about the weather. I can't control the weather. Don't want to talk about the weather.
So put some ranch on it.
Tell him to put some ranch on it.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Tell him to bring me my money.
Hey! And there it was. Glory ho.
Right in the middle of it. Glory
Glory
ho.
ho.
Glory ho.
And there it was. Glory ho.
John Moody wants Brian Bailey laugh. All right. Hopefully we can get those clips back up there because that hurt my voice. That was quite the exercise there. But a good way to get rolling in the show. So thank you, Steve, for that.
Nice icebreaker.
Mike P. has a question. Is Alex Flynn actually Italian? And was Donnie K secretly the bowl of pasta caller on the 5th quarter? All right. I will probably not ask him that. But thank you for getting that in. We will ask some. I should say we'll ask some of the questions that you present, but not all. John Monroe says, hashtag protect the sack. We're not doing that today, guys.
That's yesterday.
We're not doing that today.
That was Monday.
We're being serious today.
Yeah, this is not what we're doing today. We're not doing hashtag protect the sack, John. Not today, okay? Take that somewhere else.
Go back in time. Go back to yesterday and have fun with that. But that was yesterday. Today's today. We are serious today.
If you could turn back time, like Cher.
If I could turn back time.
Off the top of your head, Chandler, give me one game you would change the result of. Go.
The UCF game. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
I hate that answer so much.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
I know.
Sorry.
And I'm not blaming you.
I'm sorry.
That came out wrong. I didn't.
I hate that answer so damn much. I'm sorry.
No, it's not you.
It's the first game that I thought of.
It's everyone. Do you remember we had this conversation before? And some joker tried to tell me that game had stakes and it had 0 stakes.
Right, yeah, I do remember that.
The game had 0 stakes. My answer would be, which I'm not saying is the correct answer, but the correct answer is NC State on the road after the 3-0 start. Could have got to 4-0. Those games.
I was gonna mock you and say, I hate that answer, but I cannot say that. That's a good answer.
In college football, this is unlike a lot of different sports. What happens early in the season is more important than the bowl game. To me. Some people disagree with that. Some people think bowl games are important. Your bowl games, your most important games are when you're undefeated and trying to go for that special magical season.
Ranked 15th in the country,
Yeah.
coming off a win against Virginia Tech, coming off a win against West Virginia. You went on the road to Tulane, and you suffered a major loss with Quentin Cotton going down, but you were able to escape New Orleans with a win. You're 3-0. And then the test is, all right, you go to Raleigh. You're playing the Wolfpack. You're playing Russell Wilson. You're playing Greenville native Andre Brown, who ended up scoring the game-winning touchdown in overtime. And that was your game to kind of be like, all right, we are the real deal. Pirate Nation,
you are the real deal.
But we could not prove it that day in Raleigh. It would have been nice to go to 4-0. Where would the Pirates have been ranked if they go on to win that game, you're ranked 15th at the time. Could they crack
And then,
top 10, maybe 11th?
How huge would that game been the following week against Houston? We end up losing that game, but man, the excitement going into that one would have been fever pitch.
Yeah.
Brad, and I would say he's got a good answer, but all these are bad answers because they're bad memories. Texas Super Regional.
Yeah.
You got to lead in game 2.
Punch your ticket to Omaha. That's a
Close
good
it out. Close it out, Brad. Pirates couldn't do it. If you guys could turn back time like Cher wanted to do, what game would you change? What result would you
I would have
change?
gone with the Temple game.
Okay, so at that point, you're like,
where we turned the ball over 5 times in the rain.
you're in the top 25 of the college football playoff
Yes.
poll. You're looking at
The first year of it, I believe.
let's keep on winning. Let's get us in a big ball game. And you go to Temple and you fumble it away.
Like 5 times.
Yeah.
You put the ball on the ground 5 times. Now, the weather in Temple that day was crappy. It was not good.
It was cold.
But at the same time, you got to protect the football. You got to protect the rock. And that's exactly what the Pirates did not do.
Hashtag protect the ball.
Hashtag protect the ball, not protect the sack.
Right. That's why I didn't say that, Chandler.
I think we protected the sack that day.
Chandler. Steve said, I don't care about the sack. I can't control the sack. Don't want to talk about the sack. Thank you. Me neither, Steve. I appreciate that. All right. I'm looking up the 2015 ECU football schedule. That was a crazy year. We don't need to go over it a million times, but the injury at quarterback, the flip-flopping between Kemp and Summers.
James Summers.
Some really soul-crushing defeats there, including how it ended, 19-16 to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Do you remember this season, Chandler? You seem to.
Big time.
Big time, buddy.
I was a senior in high school, and it was the first time I have not seen the Pirates go to a bowl game in a long time.
And you were like, what is this?
I was like, wait, you're telling me that we're not going to a postseason game? It was just weird. It was weird. I was at the Cincinnati game and watching Zeke Bigger literally like walk off the field crying and holding his head down and waving to the crowd. Because
Did you break down?
I literally was like, this stinks. This sucks. Because Zeke Bigger is probably one of, if not my favorite Pirate of all time. And to see him just in the agony of defeat, it stunk.
Question, shouldn't do this, but I am. Would you have ruptured your own testicle to change the outcome of that game?
Nah, I'm protecting the sack.
All right.
I always hashtag protect the sack.
Okay, fine.
I hate to bring that up. but
John's answer was Florida 2015.
In the Birmingham Bowl?
That's a good question because they played both of those in 2015.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume he's talking about, well, I shouldn't assume because, again, some people think bowl games are important. I thought at first he was talking about, and I think he's talking about the game that's literally slipped out of the hands, slipped away of Blake Kemp. Zay Jones is open. If that pass is thrown, it's likely caught. It's likely a touchdown. It's likely a tie game. And we're going for two.
Instead, the ball literally went straight backwards, recovered by Florida. Game's over.
That would have started the season 2-0 with a win over Florida.
In Towson.
And then the next week you could have got blown out by Navy. But we would have been 2-0. That was like Keenan Reynolds era, right?
Davon Grayson got hurt in that game.
Not Keenan Reynolds. Malcolm Perry. What am I doing? Go ahead, Chandler.
I was going to say Davon Grayson got hurt in that Florida game.
Bryce Williams had a huge last drive where he was huffing and puffing about dead.
I'm dead. Dying.
Eric says, everyone tread lightly with the sack jokes. I served hard time yesterday because of one. Clip gave me a 5-minute major yesterday. That penalty box is lonely and there's no water. You don't want to be in that penalty box. Yeah.
He said he saw the light.
And Eric, it's not about you. I mean, we have to set an example though, you know? You had to be our guinea pig of what happens when you make Tom Brady deflated ball jokes on the show. We just can't stand for him. All right, so you folks can chime in. We just came up with a question of the day out of the blue. What game would you change the result of? Redbeard said 14 minutes ago that the live stream was down, but he would be incorrect, right?
It looks like we're up. I'm watching this right now.
Yeah.
I have a Troy D answer. God rest his soul. He's not dead.
Okay.
But if Troy D was here, I believe his answer would be the Illinois game in
It
1991.
definitely would. Yeah. So was that was the one they got screwed out of on a was it like a celebration penalty or something?
They got an onside kick and they went like they didn't taunt or anything to the Illinois sideline. They were literally running back and celebrating going towards the East Carolina sideline, and there was a very late flag, and that cost the Pirates.
That's why you're not supposed to celebrate. Back in my day,
like JJC,
we didn't celebrate. No celebrating. It only leads to bad things.
Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
All right.
I know what you're saying. No celebrating. No celebrating, folks. Let's see. Jamie says, let's go back to a few games last year. Make a couple extra points or field goals, and you're talking top 25.
Okay, that's good. If
Is,
you want to go in the last 2 years, I believe the state game would be.
Oh, my gracious goodness.
The state game would definitely be one.
Change that field goal, and you're off to a 1-0 start. Extra point, what? Ties it?
Ties it, but you're down one.
Yeah.
But the Pirates still had a chance at the end, and, well, everybody knows how that ended.
Yeah, that's a good one to fix. We've got now 2 NC State suggestions on that list. All right, great win for the Pirates last night. Midweek monsters, some are calling them. I just called them that. And I'm the only person that I've heard say that.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that.
Because Patrick Mason, who we will talk to on this show today, first question. By the way, I need to talk to Patrick about this. But
He'll be here.
He has taken control of
Yeah.
the media huddle. He's the one that says, all right, are you guys ready?
I think.
And then he asked the first question. He's like, he is in demand. And he is in
He's got things to do, place to be. You don't have time to dilly-dally.
He's got to go back to Rocky Mount.
That's
He's
right.
Like, hey, let's get this over with. I got
The
to go
city
back
on
home.
the rise, Rocky Mount, is, do they still call it that? Is it still rising?
I have no idea.
All right.
But he asked last night, first question he asked, he said, hey, another midweek win. And then went on to ask a question, and Cliff Godwin said, you say midweek win like we've had several of those this year. So it was funny. So you got to be careful. I wouldn't call us midweek monsters.
Okay. Pirates beat Old Dominion last night, 7-3. They did make the extra point.
Hey, come on.
How about Lane Hoover? Yard.
I love a hoof bomb.
Hoof bombage. I have never seen a live Lane Hoover home run, like in person.
That's a shame. You know what?
It's a crying shame is what it is.
I have.
Great.
I saw the first one he had this year.
Did you not see it last night?
No, I didn't. I wasn't there in time.
Who was the first one this year against?
It was that night.
Oh, I texted him. It was it like George Mason or something?
I believe it was George Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was George Mason.
We won't talk more about that. 3 hits for Lane Hoover last night. 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Stat sheet stuffer. Box score bomber. And defensively, Luke Nowak with the play of the game, Chandler.
Yeah, Luke Nowak in left field, which kind of outfield looked weird last night with Nowak, usually a DH in this lineup, playing in the field, playing in left field. Seen him in right field this year. And Lane Hoover starting the game last night in center field. So that was kind of weird to see, but what a great play that Nowak played or had in left field. And then also tip your cap to Jacob Starling up the middle with a couple of web gems for himself.
Saw a sweet double play.
Oh, man. That double play was nice. And then also the backhand where he was literally having to cover the middle ground of the infield and was able to get a guy out trying to beat out a infield single. So the Department of Defense, as Cliff Godwin would say in the program, was on show last night.
Zach Root got his 3 innings in of scoreless baseball. Jake Hunter has been really good. Gave up a couple of runs last night. And then your guy, Chandler, dealing, Danny Beal.
I'm so proud of that guy.
9 strikeouts last night in 5 innings as he's able to go throw 64 pitches. And once again,
we saw that last week, right?
Well, I got Mullio. Like, this is not your typical midweek Johnny Holstaff for ECU. They are able to extend these pitchers. Only 3 used last night, and Dylan Danny Beal goes 64 pitches.
We actually saw that last week, I believe, with Jake Hunter, who we also saw last night. But Jake Hunter
finishing
came
strong
in the middle of the game and was able to finish the game out and get the win. We saw that happen last night with Danny Beal, my guy. Danny Beal, was dealing last night.
Absolutely.
He looked really great, and kind of an awkward moment last night. I thought we were done. We had talked to Cliff Godwin, and I turned around and I thought we were done, because usually when we talk to Cliff Godwin, we're done with interviews. So I turned around, saw Danny Beal, gave him a big dap up.
Yeah,
hug.
Was it clean?
It was clean. It was one of those where you hit the hand and then you go for the hug. And I was like, "Hey, man."
You hugged him? I don't know if we should be hugging the players.
No, I hugged him.
Okay.
Didn't know we were talking to him.
No shame in your game.
But, hey, we talked to him last night, and what a great outing for him last night.
And just to be clear, you're not hugging everybody. You and Danny have a special relationship.
No, we have like a special bond.
You got a thing.
Yeah. I remember him DM me last night. Thanks for the support. See you guys, because we were doing those watch-alongs.
Yeah.
And talking a lot about Danny Beal. What a big part of the success we had last year with Danny Beal.
That's a big deal.
That's a big Beal, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. But yeah, last night he was awesome.
Beal or no Beal?
He went the distance, was pounding the strike zone. So
yeah.
And I actually saw him after a game. I believe he came in and closed the game out last week, maybe. And I remember messaging him on Twitter and saying, "Hey, way to close things out." And he said, "Hey, I got to be better in the ninth. I got to be able to close things out more cleaner." And last night he goes 4 or 5 innings and has 9 strikeouts. I'd say that he defeated that.
Chandler, if you could go back in time and hug one ECU athlete, who would it be?
Man,
I'm glad I didn't say current, because I know you'd say Sania Johnson, and it would just be creepy.
Okay, you're just throwing that in. Yeah, that's not what I think I would have said, but you're kind of right. I actually say you're kind of right there. Good call.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I would probably go. Man, I would want a big bear hug from Terry Williams from the Swamp Monster.
Just a whole lot of meat right there.
I want like a big bear hug from the Swamp Monster, Terry Williams.
Like right after
or maybe like Terrell Stanley.
Remember he just dominated those like Virginia Tech games? They'd try to run the ball and he'd say, "No, sir."
They would try to double team him and he would just shred the double team. And
so after 3 hours of that in the hot sun, just a sweaty Terry Williams hug.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, big fella.
Bring it in, Swamp.
Come on in here. John has a very interesting question that I thought there would never be an answer to, but he answered his own question. He said, if there was one game you could lose instead of win, what would it be? So he's talking about going back in time, and what result would you change? He said he took the reverse. We're still going change, but he's changing a win to a loss. Why would you ever do that? He says, if there's one game you could lose instead of win, what would it be? Mine would be Western Carolina in Mo's first game. So he knew he was a fraud from the start. Oh, Johnny. That's not nice.
I would say
Are you really going to answer this question?
I would say the very next
State?
game. I would say the state game.
State.
Because after that game, as a freshman, Cheryl Honeycutt, freshman at East Carolina, got excited.
Yeah.
And told Coach Mo to his face that he had changed the program around, had brought so much swagger to this program that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
So I wish I wouldn't have made a fool of myself that night. And if we had lost that game, I would have said that to him. So, I would say 2 games. That I would just say, hey, Coach Mo, start off 0-2 in his career here at ECU. Maybe it would have ended quicker.
Your guy Jack says, yes or no, do players look at message boards? I'm going to say majority.
AMAC does.
Because he read that post one time and hit a home run. I'm going to say the majority, almost all of them, no. But I'm sure they receive screenshots and things like that, you know?
Or like somebody comes up to them and says, "Did you see what
Right.
this person said?"
I don't think they're actively up there on their laptops at night going to hoist the colors and Boneyard Banner. And Chandler and I's secret message board that we have. What if we start one? Should we start one?
What would it be called? That's the question.
I don't know. But we need to start one. But Jack, I doubt these guys care. They probably do like I do, like a lot of us do. Look at it for entertainment, for laughs. But if they're getting criticized, which they always are, every single game, it could affect you. So I really hope they're not looking at message boards, because it could, instead of laughing at it, it could have the wrong effect and could get in their heads a little bit. All right, so there you go. Good first segment. We'll have more on that ECU baseball win here from Cliff Godwin, Lane Hoover, and Dylan Danny Beal. But we will take a timeout. Joining us when we return, Ken Watlington, WNCT Channel 9, will join us to talk about everything going on in the world of sports. East Carolina has officially announced that Bobby Pettiford will be attending school here and playing basketball. And almost bigger than that, and he was a commit, but it's not official till it's official. To Corey Faison, the kid from Goldsboro, also official. So not just a commit, a signee. So Mike Schwartz building this basketball team piece by piece. We'll hit on that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal. To make sure you leave a happy customer.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like our fresh, never frozen dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And our dough can save you dough. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Order now on the app from Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates.
Spring is in the air at your CBD store. Make them your go-to shop for all natural sleep, calm, recovery, and wellness products. Their trusted products are award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store. Get 15% off any purchase. Just mention the code SPRING. New gifts and accessories are also in stock. Everything from CBD to charcuterie boards. Spring on by to your CBD store today. Open 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, beside Jet's Pizza.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed.
If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right. The Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. And there's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock on Wednesday nights. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, we got a fun round, 3 rounds of sports trivia tonight. As the kids would say, I was in my bag putting these together. We've got a name that player. I kind of give you a parameter, and then I have pictures up there, and you have to connect the pictures to make a player's name. Those are always fun. We're going to be doing that and more tonight. 8 o'clock, AJ McMurphy's will have NBA play-in action and Major League Baseball on the TV. The Braves have won a couple in a row after losing 3 in a row, so Ken Watlington and I happy about that, although Ken has already is this season over? It was over a few nights ago, Sunday night.
Sure. It was over night 1, 3 innings in when Max Fried got hurt. Then when they lost 3 in a row to the Padres, yeah, it's over.
So it's been over twice. Yeah. And the over-under on how many times Ken Watlington will cancel the Braves season, 7.5, 8.5?
Oh, more than that.
Over?
Let's go Baker's dozen.
Okay.
You know, I was looking at the standings, you know, after the game last night and saw they're 8-4. I'm like, this is the worst 8-4 team in the history of baseball. Like, they are awful, but they're good.
Well,
maybe it's just me.
What they are, I don't know if awful's the word, but hurt, injured, banged up, big time already.
Pitching's not been so great. You got some guys in the lineup who probably couldn't hit in the church league softball, you know, game. You know, it's bad.
It's just terrible 8-4 baseball. They stink.
But you know what? They're better than the Mets right now, so we'll take it.
We'll take that all day. Ken, welcome to the show. Good
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me again.
I've got some questions for you.
I probably don't have answers.
You got answers. Right. These are easy ones. They involve sports and food.
Two of my favorite things.
Yeah, it should be good on those. A question from last week that I forgot to ask you and several of my guests. What would be if you won the Masters? First of all, that would be pretty cool. If you wouldn't be sitting with me.
This is golf we're talking about.
If you were a Masters champion.
So this is
what would be on your menu the following year for your Masters dinner?
Well, definitely a good steak, medium rare, baked potato, mac and cheese. Let's go with some good mozzarella sticks. Maybe like the ones from Tiebreakers or something like that.
Some Moz sticks to start it out.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you know.
And a dessert?
Peanut butter fudge milkshake from Cookout.
Okay.
I'm not a big dessert guy. So.
Yeah, you know what? This is shocking to people. I'm not either. I'm more of a main course guy, and I like to double and triple down on the main course and not leave room for dessert. But Sunday at my folks' house, that strawberry shortcake was staring me down from across the room, and I had to indulge. Love a good strawberry shortcake.
You know, I might get some cheesecake if my dessert. I like some good cheesecake every now and then.
There you go. Old Cheesecake Ken's what they used to call you back in the day. My other question, Ken, and first we'll this is very broad. I saw this on another show, and we started talking about it yesterday, and it led to some good comments. What piece of sports memorabilia, if money was not an issue, would you own? And immediately you start to think about the legends like Babe Ruth and Michael Jordan. But for me, I thought about teams I like what would mean something to me. And I had the home plate that Sid Bream slid into.
Okay.
Like, how cool would that be?
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I'll let you, like, what are the first things that come to your mind if money's not an option?
It's something Braves related, probably.
Yeah.
Because that's the team I associate with that's had the most success. Even though the Washington football team has won 3 Super Bowls, I don't really remember any of them, but they happened, so that's cool.
They did. How old of a gentleman are you?
I am 47.
Okay. All right. Just curious.
Yeah.
Because I do remember a little bit of the Bills Super Bowl, and I think I have a memory, even though I was only like 7 years old, of sitting in my living room when Washington played Denver.
Yeah.
But we didn't enjoy them. Like, we were too young to really enjoy them.
It was just on, and that was my team, apparently.
Right.
Because they were on all the time.
Yeah.
And, I don't have a vivid memory like I do the 95 World Series.
Right.
Or, obviously, the 2021 World Series.
Yeah. All right, so
something like maybe the game, the last out baseball from the 2021 World Series, or a jersey or something.
Marquise Grissom's glove that caught the ball in center field.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
have that up there. Dave Justice home run bat from
the Dave Justice
World
home run
Series.
ball, or the bat or the ball.
Yeah,
that's now we're talking. Even though that probably wouldn't be terribly expensive if money was no object.
But it would mean more to us than a Babe Ruth or
what was it? The Jordan shoes the other day went for two.
That's what. That's where we got the topic from. Yep.
I don't know that I'd buy somebody shoes. I'd want to wear them. Of course, it'd probably be a little too big for me. But
you could tie them and put them on your rearview mirror in your car.
Yeah,
big giant Jordans.
Yeah, that'd be stolen immediately.
Getting in the way. Well, you get in a wreck on the way to where you were going. But like my favorite teams related, I was trying to think of kind of off the wall, like Ken Griffey Jr.'s backwards hat from the Home Run Derby.
Yeah,
like he made it look so cool. Like just stuff like that.
Also, like if money isn't an issue, so I've got a lot of money, so I probably have like my own basketball court at my house.
Yeah.
So maybe I would get the floor from some Final Four or NBA Finals or some old arena or something like that, and that would be the floor at my home basketball court.
You just gave me my when I'm a billionaire the idea.
So a couple weeks.
Yeah, you piece together your own court with floors from the past.
Even better, a little hodgepodge.
Like you got the parquet from the Garden,
and the center jump circle is from somewhere else.
Yeah,
and the lane on one end is from who knows where. Yeah, I like that.
This is what poor people do. We dream. We're doing it live on the air today. All right, Ken, I said coming into the show today that I'm a Hornets fan. You want to talk about a team that stinks? I hope you're not a Hornets fan.
I am a Hornets fan, and they do stink. But you know what? They don't stink enough to probably get the number 1 pick, and that stinks.
You're right.
When they're healthy, they're competitive. They're fun to watch at times.
Screw them. I hate them. I hate that team.
Let's go with that, too. Screw them. Until they get the number 1 pick, and we get the guy from Europe, and all is well again.
But like NFL and Washington stinks, which is quite a bit of our lives. I can still watch any other NFL game. Put it on. I'm locked in. Right. I love it. Baseball's tougher for me to do. If the Braves stink, I'm kind of out on baseball. I'll follow it or whatever. Same with the NBA. The Hornets were bad this year, so I didn't follow the NBA at all. I will jump in to playoff basketball. Like, do you follow it at all?
Sure, not really.
Yeah.
It's just
you watch playoffs.
If it's on, I don't go out of my way. Like, oh God, so and so's playing at 8. I got to be in front of a TV. But if I'm doing nothing, or if I'm in a bar or restaurant and it's on, let's watch it.
Honestly, the best part to me is halftime and postgame with Ernie and Kenny and Shaq and those guys.
Yeah, it's like the basketball's the warm up act for
pretty much. I'm like, can we please get to halftime? This game stinks.
I feel like the NBA for me is not what it was, and I'm sure there's better players, better teams these days. Just when I was growing up, you had Jordan and the Bulls and all those great Laker teams and the Celtics and the Pistons.
Give me the Knicks and Heat scoring 74 points, and I loved it. Like they were fighting every play. Like that to me was fun. I know that the skill level has risen and it's better. But it's not better. It's not better to watch for us just because, that was
and you
our
got
prime.
The load management where guys are playing every other game or only a game of, 1 out of every 3 just to quote unquote save themselves if they're not even really dealing with an injury. Obviously, guys are hurt and they're going to miss time, but you had a load management thing. And then, Jordan, when he wasn't hurt, he was playing 82 games a year. And we had, one player in the NBA this year that played?
Is that right? I don't even know. That's
and
a good question.
Somebody played 83 games because they got traded.
Okay. Yeah. The Iron Man of the NBA, whoever that was.
I forgot who it was.
Yeah, I'll Google that up real quick. Yeah. But, it's, I don't know. It's not what, I don't know how, too. We've done this forever now, but the 82 games and hockey playing all these games and Major League Baseball 162. Baseball's a little different. You play series, it's laid back, whatever.
Yeah.
But in this society where we want everything right now, it's hard to... I have no interest really almost in going to a baseball or a basketball game because there's just no stakes to it. If I'm going for a family experience, you go for that reason. Yeah. But to be like into the game itself, if the Braves lose tonight, it doesn't matter at all. Like, it might to Ken because he's going to melt down.
Yeah.
But when we get to August, September, you're not going to remember this game against the Reds. You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily true because last year the Braves and the Mets had the same exact record.
Okay.
If they lose one game in April to the Reds,
I'm talking to the wrong guy.
They don't win the division. Every game matters. You're right. It doesn't feel like it at the time. So, there's less stress, I guess, these days.
All right. The Iron Man of the NBA this year was Mikal Bridges, played in 83 games.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Got traded to the Nets.
Good for that guy.
He played in one extra game.
Yeah.
And what got him his 83rd game was he played 4 seconds.
Yeah, he did the tip and then came out.
Yeah.
The ball is tipped. Mikal is gone.
Well, records are records. So.
I am very sad, Ken. I guess this happened to you years ago, but Udonis Haslem is hanging it up. And now, since Tom Brady retired and Udonis Haslem retired, I'm now older than every player in the NBA and NFL.
That's
those are moments
that sits with you for a while.
It does. Have you gotten over it yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, you still got a lot of dark in your beard and your hair, so you're doing all right.
What's it?
Just for men.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you have to tell all your TV secrets.
Look, I don't want to look like a hobo on TV.
Yeah. Is it weird to get makeup? Like, do you feel like a fancy boy when you're getting makeup put on and stuff?
Get makeup. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Don't they put makeup on you?
Who's they?
I don't know. These people. I'm not in the TV.
No one does anything but me.
You do your
makeup
own
on yourself?
Okay.
Could you do mine?
Here's the only little bit of makeup I use is a little bit. I guess they call it powder, and I put it on my shiny forehead so I don't blind people, and that's it.
Really?
I'm not putting anything on my cheeks or my eyes or anything.
Okay.
I'm just trying to keep this big old forehead from shining a light on people watching.
Interesting.
That's it.
Should we start going makeup on YouTube and Facebook, guys? What do you think?
I mean, I say
it is HD.
I think we should take it up a notch.
Yeah.
Start doing makeup.
I want a little eyeshadow, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get longer eyelashes. I want the whole shebang bang.
I've had people throughout the years like, hey, you should try to do this. It'll make your eyes pop and this, that, and the other. I'm like, I'm just trying to complete these sentences. Like, I'm not worried about all this rest of the stuff.
Well, I think about people like Zach Maskovich who take care of themselves 24/7.
He's not even redhead. Did you know that?
I did
He
not.
just does that for TV. Yeah, it's crazy.
Actually has a very good tan, but for whatever reason likes to look extremely white and fluorescent. Translucent, I guess I should say. All right. We accomplished a lot in that segment. When we return, we'll talk some ECU athletics, talk some Pirate baseball, Pirate hoops, and more with Ken Watlington, WNCT Channel 9. He joins us here in Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. More to go after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Take control of your health today with ArcPoint Labs. Are you a woman interested in your overall health? The ArcPoint Labs Women's Health Panel is a routine wellness check that tests hormone levels, thyroid function, cholesterol levels, complete blood count, and more. A simple blood test at ArcPoint Labs can provide some answers to why you're not feeling your best. Visit arcpointlabs.com today or call 629-6228. ArcPoint Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit artpointlabs.com.
Welcome back to the 2023 Wings Over Draft. Here's what's transpired so far. Clip Rock selected Honey Barbecue Tenders with the first overall pick. At 2, Chandler Honeycutt selected Loaded Waffle Fries. And a blockbuster trade, Shirley Rhodes traded up to get the Chicken Parm Tender Sandwiches 3rd overall. Now you're on the clock.
Draft your favorites today by ordering online at wingsover.com or by calling 758-9464. With no third party needed, Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Wings Over Greenville, your number 1 pick every time.
Zero means zero at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Zero minimum purchase, zero interest, zero sales tax. Today at Bostic Sugg, zero gets you everything. Beautiful sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, and bedrooms. Then get a discount equal to double the sales tax or 72 months zero interest with zero minimum purchase. Plus, sleep better on a new Restonic or Serta mattress with a power base. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Atavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Atavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Atavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit AtavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Atavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Atavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, there will be no quarter, ever, from ECU football. Go Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, you can watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. You can just go to YouTube, search for Pirate Radio TV, and click on that subscribe button. You can watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. And, of course, during football season, you can watch the Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Cellular fifth quarter on game days. Once again, go to YouTube, search Pirate Radio TV, click on that subscribe button while you're at it. Click on the like button, too. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Chandler Honeycutt here, and Ken Watlington joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. And Ken, some big basketball news this week from Mike Schwartz and his East Carolina Pirates. First of all, over the weekend, we were kind of excited at the end of last week. Dontrez Styles is at an ECU baseball game with Coach Schwartz.
Bobby Pettiford's at Sup Dogs.
He has. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't even know ECU was in the mix for Bobby Pettiford.
Yeah,
I see Sup Dogs Instagram. He's walking in the door. They're like, "Shout out to Bobby Pettiford." I'm like, "Oh,
that was this weekend."
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, I the first time hearing.
Yeah.
So Styles has one more visit to make, and that is DC to Georgetown. And my thought is, Ed Cooley's there, awesome personality, really good coach, but probably gonna end up at NC State or ECU. And apparently, the bagman's there as well, and yada yada yada. He is a Hoya.
He is.
And so we're kind of reeling on that one. But then Bobby Pettiford announces he was recruited by East Carolina. He's from Durham. I always get the school name wrong.
South Granville.
Granville.
Yep.
I always say Guilford, I think. Granville, and saw him play in Minges against Farmville Central. Were you around? Were you covering? It was the game before COVID stopped all sports.
Really?
It was that weekend, and then that midweek, everything stopped. And I remember that. It was my last event before COVID.
I do remember his last high school game was against Farmville Central.
Yeah, Bailey was saying they played
out there
at least twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, they played in the regular season in Farmville that year, too.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was always like, hey, the guy going to Kansas versus the guy going to NC State.
Which at the time, it was the guy going to Louisville because he had committed there.
Yes, you're right. He hadn't committed to Kansas yet because he decommitted from Louisville when the whole Chris Mack stuff happened, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. Probably so.
And then
Dino Gaudio, Chris Mack.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. And Chris Mack's not coaching. I saw him
He's on TV, doing something,
the Field of 68, which I really got into during March Madness. They got some good people there.
Yeah, Jeff Goodman and some guys from the ACC. The Wake Forest.
Randolph Childers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tyler Hansborough from Carolina.
You know what? And Hansborough, I always thought he was kind of, I don't know, goofy, but he is really good on that.
He's intense,
really enjoy hearing him talk.
You can see the intensity from the court transition into being in front of the camera.
I love when they try to compare players to him, like Timmy to Hansborough, and they're like, is Drew Timmy better than Tyler Hansborough? And the other two guys will talk, and they'll go to Hansborough, and they'll just be like, guys, I don't want to disrespect Drew Timmy's great, but he's not as good as I am.
But look at my stats.
Yeah, really, the stats say it all.
Drew Timmy's good.
What were we even talking about?
Bobby Pettiford.
That's right.
Big time pickup.
So in this new world, we don't like it because you're going to have guys like Tristan Newton and Javon Small and players, Jane Gardner, have great years and maybe try to find some greener grass somewhere else. The positive side for a school like East Carolina, if you recruit a kid and you recruit him as good as Joe Dooley did Bobby Pettiford, they don't forget that. Yeah. And if they don't like their current situation, they can always come back home. And that's the case of Bobby Pettiford. And I try not to get excited, especially when it comes to ECU basketball. It only leads to despair and heartbreak. But that one got me kind of pumped up. I'm excited to see Pettiford in an ECU uniform.
I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people are excited. If you look at his Kansas stats, you go, okay, that's all. But you know what? You see what he did in high school. You know he's a competitor. You saw what he did against other guys who played at a high level in NCAA basketball. So it's a good get for ECU. He's going to fit right in. He's going to lead that offense. He's going to be dynamic, scoring the ball, distributing the ball. He's going to be fun to watch.
No doubt. And he is maybe trying to recruit others here, like we've seen, like Holden Ahlers did for football to get Isaiah Winstead here, and we saw how that turned out. Now Bobby Pettiford's turning into one of the head ECU recruiters, which can only be a good thing.
I think that's happening in every school, honestly. The guys who do stick around, or maybe the guys who are brought in like Pettiford, are actively, because they know everybody these days through AAU ball, high school ball, playing against each other in college. They know everybody. They can get in touch, and they do that recruiting behind the scenes, and sometimes they do all the hard work for the coaches. Not saying the coaches don't work hard.
Oh, sure, yeah. But, you've got those past connections, these AAU, you're right, all these travel teams and all that. Eric, we have a question for Ken Watlington. Eric says, Clip, can you ask Ken what his all-time favorite Plymouth restaurant is, Golden Skillet or Little Man?
I got to go with Little Man.
That's what he went with.
Yeah, because
I love the name.
I remember getting out of high school, going to Little Man right after school, getting a special. It was a double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. It was like $2.99 at the time, and it was the best. I love Golden Skillet though. A big skillet sandwich is still one of my favorites. But I miss Little Man for sure.
When I was in high school, I had a friend, Will Denton, who had family in Plymouth, My buddy Taylor Pruden, I think. But anyway,
Yeah.
we, do you know those names?
They sound familiar, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we, me and my
I'm getting old, though, so I forget stuff.
Me and my buddies we did a home and home. We traveled to Plymouth one Sunday. I remember it because Michael Westbrook had a monster. He was my favorite Redskins player. Had a monster game that day in a loss, I believe. But my buddies played his buddies in backyard football and just went at it and just tore each other up. And they did a return trip and played here in Greenville later. And it was, I don't know, it just came to my mind. Nobody cares, but
little home and home series.
Yeah,
That's good.
just like on our soccer field out in Plymouth, we just played football, and it was so much fun.
There's soccer fields in Plymouth?
It might have just been a
peanut field or something.
It could have been, yeah. Grass was not manicured or anything like that. But fun times there. All right, Ken, Pirate Baseball, a winner last night. Got a little streak going. They'll welcome in Cincinnati this weekend. And really just an awesome response since that first losing week they had a couple weeks back.
And as the Pirates were able to send UCF off to the Big 12 last week, they'll get a chance to do the same thing with Cincinnati this week. And they're playing well. And even the games they lost, they really, what was the last game they lost? The Wilmington game? No, the
Houston series was all one-run games.
Right.
Yeah.
And, they've been close. They've been competitive in every game. And they're really good at home.
Did you hear what he did? What was it, the Wilmington game? Yeah, they lost to Wilmington twice, Ken. We get it. We know you're a Seahawk.
Wilmington hasn't won since.
Is that right?
No.
Hey, wait. Was it their Super Bowl?
They did take it on the chin over in Raleigh last night, 12-3.
Everybody loves saying ECU somebody's Super Bowl. Was that Wilmington's Super Bowl, Ken?
No, they play Carolina in a few weeks.
Okay, that's their World Series, not Super Bowl.
Wilmington's playing well, but they took it on the chin big time. Gave up 8 in the fourth against NC State last night. That ain't going to get it done.
8 in the fourth. Yeah. Yikes. All right, there you go. There's your Wilmington update. Yeah. Ken's got to get Wilmington in anytime he can.
19-12 so far.
Not bad.
Yeah, they're on the precipice, the top 75 in the RPI. So if they could get some wins over teams like State, Carolina, they go to TCU this weekend for a 3-game series for some reason in the middle of conference play. But
TCU?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe they thought it was ECU and they signed up. And
TCU, as Clark Kellogg said, the Froghorns.
That's right, the Froghorns. We know how good CAA basketball is. How's CAA baseball?
CAA baseball right now is 9th ranked conference, one above the American, actually.
Really? Interesting.
Elon and Northeastern in top 50 in the RPI, both playing really well. Northeastern coached by Mike Glavin, the brother of Braves Hall of Famer Tom Glavin.
How about that?
Up there in Massachusetts. So, the CAA is pretty good. Elon is leading the conference by 1 game over Wilmington.
Del Murphy, when he was in town, told a great story about somebody asked him about Tom Glavin hitting him with a pitch, and he did it from direct orders of Bobby Cox, and Glavin didn't want to do it. He was angry at it. He knew he was going to get thrown out. That was probably why he was mad, too, because they were going back and forth. And I've seen the highlight. Glavin hits him and just walks off the mound with, like, the ugliest face. Yeah, he's mad at Bobby Cox. He's mad at the whole situation. But what a stone-cold killer Tom Glavin was when he had just the gum chewing and the eyes locked in. Like, he had like a blank stare on his face. You just knew he was locked in.
One of the all-time greats.
Yep, no doubt.
He made me want to be left-handed. Couldn't do it then, can't do it now.
Mom, can I be left-handed?
Yeah, try to switch it up. Nah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't really throw well right-handed either.
Right, yeah. You know what, son? Go for it. Just give it a shot. See what happens. Yeah. All right, Ken, what you guys got coming up? WNCT Channel 9 we need to be on the lookout for.
Just the news.
Last time you promoted something, I think it didn't happen.
No, it did happen. No, you're right. The spring game preview show we were going to do. The weather pretty much canceled everything over the weekend except for the spring game, which went by, it seemed like, pretty quick. But, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
We did have the Wood Ducks last week. They played on Thursday. We did our broadcast from the Woodies, and I know you had some of them in studio yesterday.
Met Dude yesterday.
The Dude.
Cool dude.
Yeah. Just tune in. At 6 o'clock tonight. Don't tune in at 5 because we want you to stay with you here at Clip. So.
Sure.
But I'll be on at 5.
You can do a split screen experience. Turn your televisions to Channel 9, WNCT, and follow us online.
A split screen of me and you.
Yes.
It's tough. We're asking a lot from people.
And you'll appreciate your husband, ladies, when you look at our faces on your television.
No doubt.
Ken, thanks for hanging out, talking some sports with us, man. We enjoyed it.
Anytime.
We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
Ken Watlington, WNCT at Channel 9, does some a little bit of tweeting, mostly negative stuff about the Braves, if you'd like to follow him there.
That's it. It's KW on air.
All right. Yep. There you go. I'll take a break. When we return, both Patrick Mason and I rocking old school White Sox apparel today. Mason with the jersey, me with the lid.
You should let him wear the hat.
Just to top off the... Yeah, but his is, I don't know. You'll see. There's a little tease for you. When we return, we'll talk some Pirate baseball and a lot more when we return Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
The truck starts jumping out on the street. The traffic starts trouble with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely.
Pirate Fest, presented by Optimum, offers a full day of piratical tomfoolery. This free event includes 75 vendors, food trucks, art demos, mermaids, and of course, pirates. Join us on Saturday, April 15th from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. for live pirate reenactments, great food, and so much more. Finish off the day with a concert on the town common from country music artists Maddie and Tay. For more information, visit piratefestnc.com. It's going to be awesome.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McLaughlin, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Hey Wood Ducks fans, be sure to purchase your single game tickets online at woodducksbaseball.com. Have a big group? No problem. Book your group tickets by calling our front office at Granger Stadium. This year's schedule features the return of daily themes including Tribute Tuesday, Winning and Wind Down Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Mother Earth Friday, Pepsi Saturday, and Dogs and Dogs Day. Make sure to follow the Down East Wood Ducks on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook so you don't miss anything. We hope to see you out at Granger Stadium all season long. Let's go Woodies!
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World. UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights, they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese, biscuits, and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. And both locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Donnie Kirkpatrick coming up an hour from now, going to join us on the show. We'll recap spring, talk East Carolina offense, and go through the position groups who stood out to Coach Kirkpatrick and the staff this spring. We'll get to all that coming up in our next hour. We got a stacked Thursday show for you, by the way. The Cran Man, ECU Hall of Famer Marcus Crandall, going to join us on the show. We'll talk to ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. We'll talk to former Pirates shortstop Turner Brown. Saw pictures of him last night that were captured by the Pirate Radio crew with his Whiteville, Wyville. How you say it? Wyville High School baseball team. Wyville High School.
Wyville, North Carolina.
And I got up with Turner today. He's going to join us on the show, talk about his playing career. And I'll ask Turner, is there any memorabilia from his playing days that he would like to have? Because I know a guy.
I will ask if he wants a bat back.
Chandler has Turner Brown's bat from his ECU days.
Yeah, because on the knob of the bat, it has the number 8. And I got it at a equipment sale that one year. So I was like, Turner Brown used bat. It had tar left on it, so it was a definitely used bat.
If he wants it back, are you willing? How much would you make him pay to get it back?
$200.
All right, that's a good starting point. Start there. We'll talk to Turner Brown. We'll talk to Brandon Manning to play Name That Sound. Ellerby will be here, and Brooks Hill to preview the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hurricanes beginning a playoff run next week. So I don't know how we're going to fit that all in on Thursday, but we're going to do our damnedest. All right, joining me to my left, wearing the throwback White Sox jersey, is Patrick Mason. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Hey, man, going good. Hey, all right. Patrick, Chandler gave you a compliment earlier. I don't know, more of an observation. He said you are really starting to dominate the ECU baseball post-game media scrums. Like, you're in control of it. You've kind of bullied your way to the front of the line.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're the one that asked, hey, is everybody ready? And then as soon as you say that, you're like asking the first question.
What has that journey been like, Patrick? A new guy in town, you don't want to ruffle any feathers, to now you are the attraction. Like, you are the guy. What's that like for you?
I don't know. I just have questions to ask, I guess. I feel like you got to get them in sometimes early, otherwise you either lose your chance, someone asks some other
you could
version.
Get hit with that, all right, one more, guys.
Exactly.
And you've missed your spot.
Yeah, then you're done for.
Yep, you got to get them in early. So ECU baseball, another win last night, Patrick. More good pitching for the Pirates. Zach Root got his 3 in, and then how about Danny Beal on the back end? Seems like kind of similar to NC State last week, right? Chandler brought up Jake Hunter throwing so well down the stretch of that game last week. Last night, Danny Beal played that role for the Pirates.
Yeah, they're finding like bulk guys out of the bullpen, which guys just can take multiple innings, which is huge. I mean, we talk about starters trying to eat up innings, but if you can get a guy like Danny Beal to go 5 innings and really 1-run ball, he just had that 1 home run hit off him. Otherwise, he was fantastic. So, I mean, yeah, he basically saved the bullpen, a bullpen guy saving the bullpen. But yeah, he was great.
Speaking of home runs, I've yet to see a live in-person Lane Hoover home run in his career. I've missed all 3. You saw one last night as he got a hold of it.
He did. Yeah, he said he was just looking for a fastball and just tried to put a good swing on it. And it was just like a straight line drive. I mean, there was no coming down. He really got all of that thing.
And he, in that top of the order spot, 3 hits for him last night. Look at his numbers on the year real quick, because he obviously was in a slump. Actually got benched not that long ago. And now he has that batting average up just under 300. He's at 292 on the year. And even when he was struggling, he was leading the teams in runs scored. He's been bypassed now by Jacob Starling and Josh Moylan, but 3rd on the team in runs scored for Lane Hoover.
And that's really great because he was at the bottom of the order for a while, so to score runs from down there, you just get less opportunities is great. And I was doing some research during the game. So Lane Hoover's led off each of the 5 games during this win streak. And, I mean, he's reached base every time. I think he scored a run in maybe 4 of those 5 games. I mean, he's just been great. And I think he's just comfortable up there. It's like a familiar spot for him. He sets the tone of the game. That first single he hit in the bottom of the first, hits it to center field and just never stops running. The center fielder kind of bobbled it, and all of a sudden he's on second. So he just sets the tone.
Chandler was talking about seeing Lane in center. We're talking about Nowak's play. Like, what's the outfield going to look like day to day, game to game, while Jacob Jenkins Cowart heals up? And so far, so good. East Carolina has been able to win without him, and it goes to show the depth of this team and guys being ready to step up when their number's called.
Yeah, so Luke Nowak, 2 great plays in the first 2 innings, and I think that was his first time playing left field this year, if I'm correct. And he just looks more comfortable out there because, he had some issues in right field sometimes. And, I guess that'll happen. Not playing a year, you're also DHing. So left field seemed like a good spot for him. And Carter Cunningham, you almost can't keep him out of the lineup, and he's obviously some outfield help. I think he leads the team in on-base percentage. He's just one of those guys who's always on base, always doing something. So, yeah, I mean, the depth on this team has been needed, and they're playing well.
Pirates been able to get out in front, too, and were able to do that last night. Carter Cunningham getting the party started early in that one. Josh Moylan got it started early against NC State last week, and then we saw the numbers they piled up in that series against UCF. So that is something, even early in the year when East Carolina was winning games, that they were struggling at, getting out to early leads.
Yeah, and I think that helps the pitching because they can just really attack the zone, just try to flood the zone, get strikeouts, get swings, because you can do that if you have a lead. I think if you're kind of coming from behind, you don't want that deficit to grow. Maybe you're trying to get a little too careful sometimes. But if you got a 2-run, 4-run lead, if you're a pitcher, your job is just to go out and throw strikes and see what happens.
Talking to Patrick Mason here on Pirate Radio Live, Mike P says Patrick sounds like he's the meat of the media scrum soup. So Chandler and the guys are kind of the broth.
Yeah.
Maybe a veg. Maybe you're a carrot, Chandler.
Like the soft carrot that's in the soup.
You didn't have to call yourself soft.
Well, I mean, that's what the carrots usually are in, like, hot soup. So.
You're a soft carrot kind of guy.
Would I rather be the broth or the soft carrot? That's the question.
Yeah.
The broth is important.
I was going to say I would want to be the broth that kind of holds everything together, really.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you're out there, you're really holding that whole thing together? Like, without you, the post-game interview might...
It would be a disaster. It would be a disaster if I wasn't out there.
All right. Well, look, we appreciate you.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm one of the first ones out there. I kind of set where we're going to be.
Yeah, we do kind of fan out around you.
Yeah.
All right. Got it done.
Setting down the tripod.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk more about Chandler, or do you want a stat from Johnny Stats?
No, I want a stat from Johnny Stats, and call him Johnny Stats. He says he doesn't like the name, but we're going to continue to call him Johnny Stats.
Johnny Robertson, a.k.a. Johnny Stats, says, first of all, guys, who is the most important player for this ECU baseball team? Ooh. Who do you think, Chandler?
I'll probably say Trey Savage.
Wrong. Patrick.
Oh, man, that was going to be my
wrong. Well, name another one.
I don't even know.
Just name a player.
Name a player. Josh Groves.
Wrong. God, y'all are so wrong.
Who is the most?
I'm going to tell you who.
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you who I think it is. I'm going to say it's Josh Moylan. Wrong. I'm wrong. See, I'm going to join you guys.
You just
I'm wrong.
wronged yourself.
Yeah. The answer is Carter Cunningham. Carter Cunningham in Pirate wins is hitting 390.
Wow.
When ECU loses, Carter Cunningham is hitting 0.056. Under 100.
So the team goes when Carter goes.
That is what this stat by Johnny Robertson says. Johnny Stats, most important player.
That is
Carter
why
Cunningham.
we depend on Johnny
He's on
Stats.
base the most. I mean, he's always doing something to get on base.
And he's always doing this when he gets on base.
And he got things started last night with a home run.
What was it Moylan or Groves? When I said, what's that Carter Cunningham celebrate? He said, I think he said Despicable Me.
Really?
Or he's going like this.
I think when I asked the question, Josh says, have you seen Despicable Me?
I have, and I don't.
But you don't. I think that's what he said. Can you confirm or deny or do anything?
I saw it like maybe once or twice a long time ago, though.
All right. Jamie says right now, Hoove is the most important player for this team.
He's definitely stepped up in the leadoff role. I feel like he really does. I feel like it's so cliche to say set the tone, but just like a contact guy up there who takes an extra base and runs hard, that is important.
You can take your Lane Hoover home runs, fine. I like Lane Hoover chopper Little League triples.
Yeah.
That was my favorite Lane Hoover play.
Just by running hard and the defense is throwing the ball everywhere trying to catch him. Like Old Dominion made so many like questionable throws with the defense.
We got to talk about this. Patrick Chandler told me something Patrick Mason hates over the weekend. But Patrick, you were getting a little sassy. Was it last night or was it? I guess it was last night. I feel like it was UCF too, maybe. But you were like, I could just read it in your tweets. You were angrily watching this team throw the ball all over the yard.
Yeah, I think it must have been yesterday.
Okay,
because it was brutal. The ball shouldn't they're throwing to second when there's a guy on halfway to home.
Oh yeah,
they're just slinging the ball everywhere. It's just very questionable.
Yeah, you just kind of want to go out there and go to the mound and have a talk with them. Like, what are we doing?
Right, like I just feel like baseball is a sport where you have to know where the ball should go every time.
Yeah,
and those are mistakes you can easily cut down on, and they're just slinging it everywhere.
All right, Chandler, you sent me a text, right? And you said, I know one thing Patrick Mason hates.
There's one thing that most people know, especially if you listen to this program, there's one thing that we know that he hates, and that's the P6 flag.
Hates it. Can't stand
running
it.
Out with the P6 flag with football. I found out another thing that grinds the gears of Patrick Mason on Saturday during the spring game, and that is short punts.
What happened, Chandler?
That is like yanked punts.
What did he do? Did he throw his pen down? Did he throw his laptop?
In Patrick Mason fashion, it wasn't like very loud.
Yeah.
It wasn't very, flamboyant. It was just, my God. Jeez.
Just total disgust.
He's like, what the hell? He's like, that was only like 35 yards. What the hell is that? And it happened
Patrick,
multiple times.
relax, man.
I
know.
Calm down, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
It was just, I'm glad that the special teams guru was nearby to hear my disgust with the punting.
He should be the one discussing.
I know, right? Yeah.
I mean, I was sitting there like, that's not a good punt. But I mean, you were just out loud like, good God. You're like, my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of that, though, on Saturday.
That's a good question. What are your sports pet peeves? What do you hate to see in sports that really upset you? Shank punt?
Yeah, shank
there
punt,
for you?
for sure. I guess this is more, like, I've come around on this in college baseball, but in Major League Baseball, like, bunting, just, I want these dudes to hit.
You see a lot of bunting.
Yeah, but I understand it at this level. Like, we saw it yesterday. Teams just throw the ball everywhere, and, like, it's just harder to get an out. But probably bunting, shanked punts.
Basketball guys flopping like fish all over the place.
Yeah, I hate when each time down there's a foul and there's just no rhythm to basketball.
Yeah.
That's what infuriates me.
But we did see a lot of shank punts on Saturday, but now the weather definitely
was
played
it
a
all
factor.
the same punter? Was it Larson or was it others?
No,
I think there was a couple.
Yeah, it was a variety of.
And it was, I mean, awful weather, but I feel like if we preface the entire spring game by saying awful weather, like what comes out of it? Like everyone's got to play in it, everyone's got to do stuff, and if you're putting this thing on, you got to do your thing.
All right, Patrick Mason joining us, as it says on the screen. Chandler, I'm still waiting on Clip Brock, 2-time Pirate Radio bracket champion. I asked you to do that, and Still,
next March, he's got some time.
Yeah, have it by next March.
It's not 11 months.
11
Yeah,
months.
it's too late. We're past March now, so
All
that,
right.
that doesn't mean anything.
This is April. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll dive more into spring football. I never really got your thoughts, Chandler. I want you to wrap up how you felt special teams looked, the kicking game. We talked punting a moment ago, but we'll do kicking. Oh, you roll your eyes there.
Well, because we just did talk about
kicking.
All right, kicking, and then I also will talk about the snapping. I will also
thank you.
And
Perfect.
I will also talk about, and I will give credit to the snappers out there.
Thank you.
In that terrible weather.
I look forward to that. We'll do that when we return. We've also got a soup question for Patrick Mason. And Eric. Eric, we'll read Eric's comments. You say some dumb stuff sometime, Eric. But then again, so do I. Back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the number one selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today? And then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
At US Cellular, you can get one line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit who shuns society and lives in a cabin all by himself.
Wow, thanks. You know, you'd be surprised how much data a hermit goes through.
Actually, I'm not that surprised at all. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location, has daily lunch specials from 11 to 5, including their famous $1 wing special Monday through Wednesday all day long. Coco's has entertainment every Tuesday with country western night and karaoke on Thursday starting at 8. Take advantage of their weekly fresh fruit margarita specials and be sure to try the best Philly ribeye steak rolls in town while you're at it. Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, Greenville's Diamond in the Rough. Check them out on Facebook for more information. Go Pirates!
Welcome to Russell's Spring Style. Our screen door says welcome to a beautiful selection of new apparel for men and women.
The spring colors are bold and beautiful, just in time for vacation and Easter. Men, make your next suit or sport coat purchase easy with in-house alterations to assure a great fit. Ladies, it's Russell's for the best selection in dresses, tops, and slacks for most any occasion. Russell and Rhonda work hard to make Russell's in downtown Washington your shopping destination. It's all about you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
1, 2, skibbity-dibbity-doo, hey! It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Thinking about takeout tonight? Familia can make everything real easy for you with a great selection of Italian food and more. Visit familianc.com to see the full menu featuring pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts. Place your order online by calling 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their convenient drive-thru window for pickup. Finish up a busy day with a great dinner for yourself or your family from Familia. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. And Clip, I have a quick Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard update for you, presented by The Buck.
The Buck.
ECU is playing a doubleheader against 13th ranked Duke in softball in Durham, and East Carolina has jumped out to a 2-0 lead on the Blue Devils. They're heading into the bottom of the first inning.
All right. Kind of struggling in conference play, but beat North Carolina. Maybe a win over Duke could help them out, give them some confidence. They did get their first conference win this weekend on the road at Houston, I believe. Man, how about Amanda Moore and the lacrosse team yesterday? Had perennial power, North Carolina on the ropes, but North Carolina too tough at the end, knocking them off. But what an effort by the lacrosse team yesterday.
What a back and forth game that was, too.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, I don't follow lacrosse that much, but it is a fast-paced game. It is a very high-scoring game that I've seen a few times when we check on East Carolina scores, and it ended up being a pretty good game. 12-9 was the loss for the Pirates, and but yeah, Pirates found themselves in the lead a couple times
for a lot of that game.
Yeah, and the thing is that, you know, the Tar Heels literally were on their heels with you know, the Pirates giving them all that they could handle. I mean, you know, a couple of breaks here and there, a couple of fouls that could have probably gone a different route, and the score may have been a little bit different. But I tell you what, they gave the Tar Heels everything that they could throw at them. They just came up just a tad bit short, and it's not going to get any easier for them because now they got to head down to Gainesville. This is going to be a conference game on Saturday.
Conference
at noon.
rivals, ECU and Florida.
ECU and
Got a
Florida,
nice ring
and
to it.
Florida is ranked number 9. So it's not going to get any easier for your East Carolina coming up this weekend.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubbuck.
I'm sorry.
Can you not interrupt our ads, Patrick? Come on, man.
ECU ended up on Sports Center top plays after that game.
The backhand?
Oh, the backhand? Yes, we were talking about
called that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That was an awesome goal.
It was number 9 on the list.
We had some great saves, too, by our goalkeeper yesterday
Bryn
that I
Knight.
thought could be up there.
You were tweeting about it.
Bryn Knight was playing her arse off, and I had to tweet about it. All right, speaking of Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubbuck. Do we have a baseball final from the White Sox today, Patrick?
I think it was 3-1. The Twins found a way to win.
Yeah, sorry about that. But your shirt looks cool.
Yeah.
Got that going
Hey,
for
that's
you.
what matters.
Patrick, you said something as we took a break that marinated in my mind, and I saved the question for when we came back on the air. Who was your go-to character in Mortal Kombat?
Ooh, I think I like the Scorpion.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everybody loves Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked Scorpion. Get Over Here was awesome.
Yeah, that was the best move.
Yep. Chandler, too young for that. How about Street Fighter 2? Did you have a character in Street Fighter?
I didn't. I just picked like random dudes.
All right. Not Chun-Li, the lady? Are you sexist, Patrick?
Yeah, that's true. I went for all of them. I mostly played it like the stand-up games, like with the
Arcade?
joysticks. Yeah, arcade. Yeah, like I haven't played it.
I had a Super Nintendo, and Mortal Kombat had blood on Sega and not on Super Nintendo, and it was so lame.
Nintendo, man.
And man, thank God I didn't play games with blood as a kid, or I could have really been a freak.
Yeah.
Luckily, I turned out okay.
Wow, we really dodged a bullet.
If I'd have seen that blood on my television monitor as a youth, things could have really gone south for me. But here I am. Came out good on the other side. All right, we were talking spring football before we took a break. Before we get to Patrick and his thoughts, and before we get to Donnie Kirkpatrick in hour number 3, by the way, I have a question. Jamie says, can we ask Donnie Kirkpatrick not to throw any more sideline passes that don't go at least 1 yard past the line of scrimmage? No, I will not ask him that. Chandler.
Shorten up your playbook.
Let's talk spring football, and let's talk special teams. Who were the standouts, especially at the long snapping position?
Well, I will say this. We did see, as we mentioned earlier in the show, there was some bad punts. Some really, really bad punts. Now, weather was a factor. But we did see maybe one made field goal, an extra point made by Owen Daffer. But there was a missed extra point.
Oh, no.
By Leif Margin. There was one.
Was it by a short or wide margin?
It was
by a Leif margin.
Okay,
by a Leif
thank you.
margin. But the snappers, I have to give it up to the snappers. The snaps look great in that weather. And I don't know if you heard me or maybe Glenn was beside me and I said, that's a good, I kept saying that's a good snap in this
How
situation.
cool is it to sit beside a former long snapper and watching the guys out there?
Just a real keen eye and long snapping in April.
But
you're probably not even paying attention.
No,
You're a football novice.
I look at everybody in the media in the media box the other day, and when the punter and the snapper go out there, everybody's just chilling. Huh?
Yeah, look.
I go and I'm locked in. I'm like, all right, how are we going to do here?
That's when you perk up.
We got rain. The field is wet. It has been raining literally for about 24 hours now. How is it going to affect these snappers? It didn't. Almost every single snap I saw, good spiral, good speed, right hip. It was perfect. I want to say that all the snaps were 0.75 or below. And they look great. I mean,
wait, what does that mean? Oh, you mean getting back there? Snap speed. Okay.
So from where the ball leaves the snapper's hand to where where the punter catches it, that is the snap speed.
Did you have your?
I was gonna say, I'm bringing a stopwatch.
Well, you don't need it. You have an internal clock.
Yeah, I've seen enough snaps that I have an internal clock. But no, the snaps were great. Alex Harper, who is a guy that I know personally, is a guy that I competed against with in high school.
We got a meme. Whoa, we got a badass over here meme.
He went to Rosewood. I went to Lakewood. He was a couple years below me in school, but we competed in high school. And we also competed at the Chris Rubio long snapping camps. Started his career at NC Central and then decided to come to East Carolina. His dad, I believe, is a ECU alum, so I believe he's playing at the school he's always wanted to play at, so good for him. Saw him play and snap a lot last year, I believe, in every single game, whether that was punts or short snaps, and he looked really good. You also have Colby Garfield, who looked great, but we've heard Mike Houston say that there is a competition, it seems like, everywhere in the special teams room between it's a punter, a kicker, or a snapper. And I think everybody looked good, especially on the snapping side of things.
Colby Garfield hates Mondays but loves Saturdays.
Ayo.
That's for probably older people.
The cat.
To get
favorite cheat meal, lasagna.
There you go. Absolutely. Jamie says, damn it, man. If they lose more games again this season because of kicking, someone has to pay for that on the coaching staff. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
damn it, man.
And they just might.
We're in April. Why get mad about something that hadn't happened yet?
Oh, Jamie also has a question for Donnie Kirkpatrick.
Chandler, I know. I said it a moment ago.
All right.
But thank you. Yeah. It's all right. No problem. But you did, that was a great recap on long snapping.
That was thorough.
What's the most important down in football? Fourth down, right?
Fourth down.
And downs 1 through 3 all the Patricks up there are typing away. Look at all this great action happening. Chandler's like, guys, we ain't even got to the most important part yet.
And let me tell you this. Skill positions are great. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But when they go to the sideline, they get a drink of water. They might go on the bike and just, warm up.
They fix their fancy gloves.
Snappers don't ever take off. Snappers never take off. If you look next time when it comes fall, that first game against Marshall at home, and you're in the stadium, look at what the snapper's doing. He never goes and sits down.
Well, they gotta just do something.
They're always over there snapping, getting things down right.
Yep.
And when it comes to third down, what are they doing? They're over there, helmet on, chin strap
so
locked,
ready to go into the game when they're
ready
supposed
to go
into the game
whenever they're needed.
I'm
and
not.
Guess what they do?
I'm not a part
they
of
go
this.
in there and they snap, and it's perfect, and they get the punt off.
You just think it's all like happenstance that these snaps are perfect. You have to work on your craft,
especially if you want to be under 0.75.
Yeah.
You have to.
I will not co-sign this bill. I'm not giving anyone extra credit for snapping in their free time.
Hush, P-Max. Let me tell you something.
I won't do it.
These snappers are like, they're like starting pitchers. When they go into the dugout, what do? They wrap their arm up. They sit there. They might have to do some stretches or stuff. That's exactly how long snappers are. They're over there. They're getting stretched out.
All
They're
right.
making sure they're loose. They're getting their reps in.
We got it.
It's an important position in football. Get that straight.
Jamie says the most important down in football is a touchdown.
Hey.
All right. Chad says, did Chandler play any other positions, or he just saw the field on punts and field goals?
I was the all-conference center.
Whoa!
You SOB.
Woo! Not only did he play, my man was all conference.
I'm gonna see like a resume slowly printing out of the printer.
All Sampson County
handed out.
Yeah, so does that answer your question, Chad?
Any other questions? This guy was on track to be a potential Remington Award winner.
I was the captain of the offensive line for Lakewood High School. We'd break the huddle and people would go to me and say, where do we block? Where's the double team? Who's the mic? And I would answer all those questions. If it wasn't for me, what would we do? We would have made it to the Eastern Regional Championship game against Plymouth my junior year. We wouldn't have gone to Tarboro in the second round my senior year if it wasn't for me.
I mean, we do need to, and I feel like we are shining a light on what happens in the trenches while Patrick watches the wide receivers.
Yep.
I would have never had a chance to block Raekwon Purvis, who ended up coming here at East Carolina.
Yeah.
A chance to block him.
He would have never had that chance. All right. Good stuff, Chandler. I like it when you get fired up, man. Now let's talk about what really matters. The skill position, guys. All right, Patrick. Mason Garcia versus Alex Flynn. Like, this is a big topic.
It might be. Yeah. It might be.
Is there a plus? Mike Houston on Monday said we're bringing in another quarterback from the portal. Came out on the Brian Bailey show, said we're doing that. So that's going to add another guy in the mix. Now, is Garcia, and we'll talk to Donnie Kirkpatrick about this and see what he would like to divulge, but is he going to continue to get the majority of reps and it's his job, or do you think there's a true competition this fall camp?
I think there could very well be a true competition, but I still think with everything they've said publicly for the past year or two, Mason Garcia is going to have the inside track, I think, to win this thing. I wouldn't say that he won anything this spring, but I necessarily don't think he lost anything either. But I mean, Alex Flynn did play phenomenal. Just basically for the past month in the spring game, I think he 19 of 20. I mean, something like that, 17 to 21.
And
it just looked really good.
There wasn't a lot of resistance in front of him on this play, but to run in a touchdown as long as he did too, kind of opens people's eyes, maybe.
Yeah, and Mike Houston was joking I didn't think he can do that, and the defense should be getting on each other. So, and it was just a good read, but I guess if the season started now, maybe Alex Flynn just has a better control over some things, but I wouldn't say that it's set in stone that Mason's starting or the other guy's starting. I'm sure the transfer portal quarterback's just extra depth in that room, and you got to try something.
Well, we've been in, I don't know how similar of a situation this is, but it somewhat reminds me of when we had, and it is a little different because Shane Carden had a bum finger, which led to Rio Johnson winning the draw. We had a true quarterback battle going after Dominique Davis. Rio Johnson wins the job. Looks a little shaky, but they get the win over a lesser opponent week 1. Week 2 looks bad at South Carolina. Shane Carden comes in, never comes back out, and sets records at ECU. So, but I don't feel like Rio had been anointed kind of like Mason Garcia has. So it's a bit of a different situation. Plus, there was a little bit of an injury involved in there. But you just kind of wonder, how ready they are to crown Mason Garcia when you've got Alex Flynn playing this well. But also, you need a good, stable backup quarterback. Every team needs one of those. And it looks like we've got one of those in Alex Flynn, if that's the route that these coaches choose to go.
Yeah, and like you said, Mason Garcia, I think they want him to win this job. I mean, just looking at the guy, he's got a big arm, he's huge, he can move around. I think everything's there. I think he really does need to refine this a little bit and get it going but they're giving him every chance to win this thing, and I think they want him to be the starter. But I think Alex Flynn, like you said, he's very capable right now, and he's showing that.
Chad says, why does everybody get mad when I ask a question? Chandler only ever talks about long snapping. I was just wondering. Chad, stop asking questions, man. Chandler.
Hey, Chad, let me tell you something. Hey, Chad, first of all, first and only thing, watch your damn tone, son.
Yeah, really.
Watch your tone, okay?
It's not about the question. It's the way you're asking it.
We had this situation with you the other day about asking about JJC. How was his update? And then you had another situation where you got a tone. Watch the tone, buddy. Roll.
Yeah. If you guys could, when you're asking a question, please check the tone a little, we'd appreciate it.
And let me tell you something. Usually when someone asks me a question, I damn answer it. I answer it, and I answered it. Don't give me no tone.
All right. There it is. Chandler Honeycutt. He is on one today. Jamie says, if the staff gave any indication now that Mason wouldn't start, then he'd hit the portal after waiting behind Ehlers.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
But in that line of thinking, you're acting as if the coaches they're hiding something. They're not being fully truthful with the situation.
And I think they are. I still think they have a ton of work to go, and they got to figure this out. And I think this, a month in April has not settled anything.
All right. Looks like they have things figured out in the backfield because a lot of talented running backs back there, including a guy that Mike Houston has talked about on the record, off the record, all around the record. He likes Javius Bond.
He does.
He likes him a lot.
Yeah, we're going to start hearing that cliche, stable of running backs. But they do have a bunch of guys who can run and do some good things. And, yeah, I mean, all spring, he's just been running hard. And he's just a hard guy to get down, And I think if you have more of those guys, you're going to be just fine. And Marlon Gunn, obviously, is really talented. We saw that last year. And whenever Rajay Harris comes back, I mean, they could just throw, 3 of these guys, if not more, at you.
Which is awesome, but you have to have an offensive line to be able to run the ball.
You're right.
Now, East Carolina, how about last week, Patrick? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I think last week. They bolstered their O-line with a couple of Zips. Zips or Rockets? Akron Zips.
Yeah.
Was it Akron or Toledo?
I think it was Akron.
Or was it Toledo? Because I thought there was a connection there with Isaiah Winstead because I remembered.
Dang it. Now I don't remember if it's Akron or...
And it would be a Rocket if it was Toledo.
Correct.
Yeah. Zips is...
So maybe I know that. I just don't remember what school they came from. Somebody tell me real quick. But they added a 2-for deal, a center and another O-lineman from the same school to try to bolster that. So we're going to have some more competition, some more bodies. And you've got some holes to fill with Avery Jones and with Noah Henderson, just to name a couple.
For sure. Yeah, we saw Noah at Pro Day. Out there, but yeah, I think you can never have too many beefy guys up front. Just you got to find a good 5 that mixes, and I don't see any harm in bringing some guys in. I think it's a really good thing. Like you said, if you can really run the ball, you can take all the pressure off all these quarterbacks we're talking about. If you can just have a consistent, good running game, I think everything becomes a little bit easier.
Who is ECU's leading pass catcher receptions wise in 2023?
Maybe Shane Calhoun.
Okay,
I'm gonna go tight end.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that's usually just a good. I guess if they have him in passing patterns, he can get it.
I feel like Jalen Johnson can be the guy. He was for one game against Old Dominion, where he was the main weapon. I think he can do that, but I like the Calhoun answer because he has been a stable factor in this offense for years now.
Yeah, and he's like just that position too, just the routes you run. You kind of a lot of quick hitters. Obviously, he can go up the seam and do some different things. But I mean, they had him kind of all over too. Not quite like Ryan Jones, but yeah, I think he can be a really good weapon offensively.
You think you'll be seeing a lot of different? So, like they used Jones, they had some fun plays for him last year and screens, things like that.
Yeah, putting him in the backfield, and that, like, I guess it remains to be seen if Shane can do the exact sort of thing. But I really liked how they used Jones last year.
All right, let's take a break. One more segment to go with Patrick Mason. Donnie Kirkpatrick will join us at 5 o'clock. We've got a giveaway and more of your questions if you have a good tone. Chad says, Chandler, you need to watch your tone. You don't want this smoke. What a rivalry we have budding here between a couple of former high school football players. Couple of big uglies on the line.
I'm going to end this now. I want to apologize for my attitude earlier.
Okay.
I'm a pacifist. I don't like controversy. I don't like fighting. I want everybody to get along.
There you go.
So, Chad, I apologize. Please forgive me.
Good man.
I'm sorry.
I don't apologize for anything.
That's what makes y'all work so well together. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events. And we'll see you at the Buck.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Big jobs on big properties demand a big side-by-side. A side-by-side like the first ever Honda Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew. This flagship model delivers serious power and performance where you need it most. Even more, it offers best-in-class comfort for 6 occupants with backseat legroom beyond compare. As for build quality, we'll let the Honda name speak for itself. Head to Ron Ayers Motorsports and see the all-new Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew today. On approved credit, see dealer for details.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you've just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles juicy golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
This is Jacob Jenkins Cowart, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. For maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300. And as we head back into the show, I got a quick Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard update brought to you by the Buck.
The Buck.
East Carolina is still hanging on to a 2-1 lead. We are in the top of the third inning.
All right, thanks for that update, Shirley Rhodes. We'll keep you updated on what's going on the, what do they call it? Baseball is the diamond. Is it the little diamond? What are they? There's a name for it, right? The softball field? No?
Softball field, a diamond. You could still call it a diamond.
Let's call it the Jewel.
Well, the Duke player just made a Sports Center-like diving catch in the outfield to rob ECU of an extra base hit here. So
on the Jewel?
Yeah,
oh, wow, what a catch.
That was an excellent catch. So they're heading into the bottom of the third inning. 13th ranked Duke trailing ECU 2-1.
What's your favorite Jewel song?
Oh, Who Can Save Your Soul?
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's a good one.
Patrick, you familiar with Jewel?
Nope.
Wow. And I know
I saw her in concert.
Where?
Oh, it's
in
one
Raleigh.
person?
She's a beautiful lady. I want to say Canadian, but I might be wrong.
I don't know if she's Canadian or not, but
she was homeless.
She was.
Jewel Lloyd?
No, that is a basketball player. Jewel.
Jewel.
Jewel. She is a singer.
She's cute.
She is. And
she was married to a cowboy at one point.
Michael Irvin?
No, not an actual football cowboy, a real cowboy.
A real cowboy?
Glory hose!
No, I was working for a radio station, and we had a partnership with, well, it was called Walnut Creek at the time, the outdoor arena. And they had Jewel tickets, and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I got very, very nice seats. And
very nice.
She was actually, I was kind of hesitant because I was like, it's Jewel. It's not exactly my cup of tea. I mean, I like a couple songs, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy the concert. I enjoyed it. She actually is a world-class yodeler. She can yodel very, very well. It was actually pretty cool.
Jamie says a bull rider. Is that what you like?
A bull rider, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She was married to a bull rider. Interesting. All right. Yeah, Jewel's very talented. Patrick, when was the last concert you went to?
I think it was 2021. I'm pretty sure I saw Chris Stapleton at some place in Raleigh. But that's not really my kind of music, but I had a good time.
Yeah. Some place in Raleigh, was it the big outdoor venue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, is the Walnut?
It used to be Walnut Creek, but now it's called Is it Red?
Credit Union?
Is it?
Okay,
No,
yeah.
is it Red Hat?
Red Hat Amphitheater?
No, it wasn't
think
Red
it's-
Hat.
Red Hat and Walnut is two different
Right,
things.
they're two different. I've been to Red Hat before, but that was
I don't know, but I know I will always call it Walnut Creek because that's how I know it is.
yeah, it just had like some lawn seats.
Coastal Credit Union Music Park at Walnut Creek.
All right,
Just has a
Credit
real
Union. I
nice
knew it was
ring to it.
something
doesn't
So
it?
just
Yeah,
Walnut Creek.
that is
Just
lame.
call it Walnut Creek.
I've seen Aerosmith, Allman Brothers there.
I
amongst
saw
others.
Aerosmith at Walnut Creek, NSYNC, Indigo Girls, Heart, Journey, Cheap Trick, Janet Jackson.
I saw Neil Young there. I'd like to see Janet Jackson. Busta Rhymes, Janet Jackson.
I'd love to see Janet Jackson too.
Last concert I went to last summer.
New Kids.
The Summer of Shirley, New Kids on the Block, where I
In Vogue.
with In Vogue,
I
Rick
love In
Astley and Salt and Pepper, and
Astley.
I walked away with a selfie with Donnie Wahlberg.
There you
So
go. Donnie Wahlberg, star of Sixth Sense.
and Blue Bloods.
There you go. All right, Patrick. Speaking of Sixth Sense, I watched an M. Night Shyamalan movie recently.
Which one?
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Knock at the door, knock at the cabin door, knock at
Oh,
the.
I
heard it
Knock
was
at the
kinda good, though,
Cabin.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I've
Or,
heard.
like, interesting.
I didn't love it.
Honestly, I don't think I've liked any M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movies except for Sixth Sense. That one because that one threw
Did
me
he do
completely.
Signs?
I love Signs.
Yeah, that's like the only one I remember.
When
enjoying.
they show that like TV news footage of the
like
alien,
the leg walking
what a
by.
moment!
Yeah, I remember.
Signs was really cool.
Yeah,
Love that. This one I was not into, but I thought Batista did a good job. Former WWE superstar Batista. I thought he was good in the movie, but didn't love it. Did love Beef though. Cannot recommend that enough to people. I watched it last night.
Now, is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is really good. And I am a big now Ali Wong fan.
Oh, Ali Wong is hysterically funny.
She might be, but she is a fantastic actress.
Oh, yeah.
Give her all the awards. She is awesome in that. And I knew she was a comedian, but very good actress. Enjoyed that a lot. Great show. Pretty unique. Good idea. Kind of different. So, Beef, I recommend it. Jamie says The Village was good.
I don't think I saw that.
I think I did, and he had to have like a big reveal,
Yeah, that was his thing, right?
Yeah,
Crazy.
After
twist
the
or
Sixth
something.
Sense, it had to have the crazy twist. Jamie saw 311, Tool, and BB King there. That's an eclectic mix
I
of
was
music
gonna say,
there.
you get all pieces there.
Every genre included. All right, any ECU related stuff? What do you think about Bobby Pettiford there, Patrick?
Yeah.
So you weren't here when he played locally, I guess.
No.
Yeah. I'm fired up for it.
Yeah, I mean it's cool.
Okay. Not a lot of thoughts on that.
No, I don't.
Next topic. What's the next topic, Patrick? We've got 2 minutes left.
Yeah. Well, 2 minutes.
You know what? I never ask you what you want to talk about. What would you like to discuss, real quick?
Could it be something? Okay,
be
I know
anything.
All right. Well, mildly on brand here. I'm starting to panic. I know it's only 2 weeks into the season, but I'm panicking about the White Sox.
Really?
Not doing too great.
So who's good in that division?
Like the Guardians
Cleveland?
and Twins. I think we're winning it at one point. But just everyone's hurt again, and I'm bummed out.
I saw your shortstop get tossed recently.
Yeah. Did you
Tim
watch that
Anderson.
little breakdown on John Boy?
I did not.
It was pretty funny.
So he was yelling at a pitcher, right? He got quick pitched.
Yep. And then the ump thought he was yelling at him, and he got tossed, and it was a whole thing. But now he's on the injured list. Eloy's on the injured list. I mean, it's
maybe it's
we're
just
here
not meant. They're going to have to blow it up again.
They might have to, honestly,
because they have like a lot of young talent. Like they thought last year, right, or 2 years ago. Like they're in a window where they're supposed to win right now,
right?
And they're not.
No,
and that's concerning.
They're like 5-8 or something. I know it's early, but
just like last year, they're going to be in the division race in the summer. Like nobody's going to pull away. I mean, do you really think the Twins are going to play this good all year?
No. So I mean, they're going to keep my interest. I'm just panicking already.
All right.
A little nervous.
Panic alert. Panic alert. White Sox stink. All right, Patrick. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What you got on the docket? We got Pirate baseball at home this weekend. I know you'll be covering that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's what I'll be there, yeah. Cincinnati coming to town.
All right. We'll see you at Clark LeClaire this weekend.
Sounds good.
P. Mace, Patrick Mason joining us on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We will take a timeout, come back. Donnie Kirkpatrick, East Carolina offensive coordinator, joins us to recap the spring when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
With a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well,
Pirate Fest, presented by Optimum, offers a full day of piratical tomfoolery. This free event includes 75 vendors, food trucks, art demos, mermaids, and of course, pirates. Join us on Saturday, April 15th from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. for live pirate reenactments, great food, and so much more. Finish off the day with a concert on the town common from country music artists Maddie and Tay. For more information, visit piratefestnc.com. It's going to be awesome.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. UniversitySportswearENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, UniversitySportswearENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit UniversitySportswearENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. UniversitySportswearENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with RentAFishTank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. RentAFishTank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. RentAFishTank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at RentAFishTank.com.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington has everything you need for game day or any other day for men and women. Whether it's dress, casual, or even a formal occasion, Russell's has you covered. Russell's has served Eastern North Carolina and beyond for 40 years with quality clothing and personal service. Russell's Clothing on Main Street in downtown Washington. Pirates supporting Pirates. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Got a giveaway coming up this hour, so stay tuned for that. And we're going to talk Pirate football to kick off hour number 3 with Donnie Kirkpatrick, East Carolina offensive coordinator. He joins us here on the Pirate Radio Live line. Coach, appreciate your time. How you doing today?
I'm doing really well. How you guys?
Hey, we're doing great, and wrapped up spring ball this weekend. And Coach, something we commented on, we only see it from the outside, but Mike Houston did a lot of smiling. Seemed to be in very good spirits every time he came off the practice fields out of the spring game, and seemed very upbeat about this spring. Not that he hasn't been, super upbeat in the past, but I don't know. It kind of gave the idea from the outside looking in that it was a positive spring. He's very happy with this football team. Did we read that right? Would you agree with that statement that Mike Houston's very happy with where this team is right now?
And that's a good thing. When you're working for the guy, if he's happy, that is a good thing. So I'm glad you're telling me that as well. But I think you did read him right, because I felt that, and I think our entire staff felt that, and I really think it's got a lot to do with several things, but the main thing is it's a very likable team that we have right now. I think that we've been here 4 years now. The culture is where Coach wants it, and we've got a really hungry group. Now, I'm not saying we're very good right now or anything like that. I'm saying that we've got a group, though, that's fun to coach. They like football, and that's important because college football's hard, and it's demanding. It's a year-round deal, and these guys are into it. They like being there. They seem to like each other, and they're fun to coach. They're very much into wanting to learn and do better. And we got a lot of guys that have not played that much. We lost, especially offensively, we lost a lot of key guys. But we have a lot of guys that were the next guy in line and have played some, and they seem very eager to get that role and go compete for that starting job. So I think overall, minus the weather that Saturday just being, not very fun for spring, everything really put everybody in good mood.
Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us, and there are a lot of production offensively you got to make up for. Also, some new coaches on the staff, and I know it's pretty rare to have spring practice and then a couple coaches leave you, but that was the case on the offensive side. So, Donnie, what was that like, coaching the team and also welcoming in new coaches, new voices for these players to hear from? Was that difficult for you guys?
Yeah, I think, for me, it was one of the more challenging springs ever, and I've got a lot of years doing this, obviously, so there's been some ups, there's been some downs, but just to know we were going to have a huge challenge to replace our quarterback, who obviously has been the starting quarterback since we came back, and then 2,000-yard receivers, a 1,400-yard, running back, another tight end that had 44 catches. So we knew all those challenges were coming. And, the thing about it is you start winning a few games, and people start taking notice, and everybody kind of wants to know what you're doing a little bit. Everybody wants a little bit of what you got. So we had some coaches that got some opportunities, and, that was just some things that they thought was best for them and their family. And I don't know, it was unusually late. That's what probably made it a little more challenging. I mean, everybody in college football, has people leave and new people come. But I think I was told because of the NFL season, I guess it's one more game now and one more playoff game now or something. It was really like 2 weeks later than normal. So their coaching hires and things were later, and all that kind of started the roll. And it seemed like the NFL wanted to hire a lot of the college guys this year. And I think there's a lot of the college coaches that are ready to go to the NFL with all this NIL all this transfer portal and some things. So it just seemed to be an unusually high year of jobs shuffling late, and we got hit. And first day of spring ball, on my way to work early that morning, I get a call from one coach that he's going to leave. Okay, we dealt with that. Then after the first practice, another coach, takes another job. So really had to pass out some name tags in there, the staff to know each other. We even had a GA that we hired, and he came, stayed 1 week, and he got a big-time offer that he said he couldn't refuse, couldn't turn down with so much more money. So it was just a lot of change, and I spent a lot of time coaching coaches and talking about this is what we call this is their terminology, and getting their ideas, whereas normally you'd just be working with the players. But all in all, got a great group hired, I think we did, and we're really coming together. And, I think by the end of spring, we started to see the staff and the players starting to know each other, and I think now we kind of know what we got. Summer will be really, really important. We're getting ready to hit the road recruiting here next week, so we won't be meeting football-wise for a while, but June we'll really be in there cranking it out offensively. We'll have to spend a little bit more time in the meeting room than normal.
Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us. Coach, you've been in it long enough now. You're used to this is the college game. You can't sign players to 8-year, 10-year contracts like you can in pro sports. And even though you almost kind of did that with Holton Ahlers, he was here for so long. But with Holton, and you can even extend that. C.J. Johnson played a lot of football for East Carolina. Keaton Mitchell was huge for ECU in his time here. So just kind of looking around, it's difficult to lose those guys. B, it's got to be kind of an exciting feeling. I know it is for the players to see other guys ready to step up. So what is that transition like? Because it's not that often you see a team lose so much offensive production like we're going to see from East Carolina from last year to this year.
It's the most I've ever seen, like I say, in my 40-some years. But it is an exciting deal because that means we did do some good things. We got some good players, so recruiting's going well. That means, development is going well. Pro Day was the best pro day I'd ever been to, here or anywhere else that I've been. We had, every team represented, a couple other leagues represented, that were out there, and our kids performed so well. And the positive to that is that our younger players saw that, and that was exciting because, that's everybody's dream is to go play college football, then go play at the next level. And our kids were able to see, what? It can happen from East Carolina. If you do good, you will be recognized and you will get a chance. And then that's all they can ask. The rest of it, is on them. So I think that added to some of the excitement from the spring is we had a lot of guys saying, man, I want to go out there and be like CJ. I want to be like Holton. I want to do like Isaiah Winstead, Ryan Jones, and all those guys. So we love that. As a coach, it's very satisfying to have, and be a part of like what Holton did this past year because he was fabulous. And especially after about the fourth game, he was just on fire. And that went on into the bowl season, and then that went into the All-Star games, and all that's fun. It really is. But really, the most exciting thing is really when you start over and you get one like, a Mason or an Alex Flynn or a Raheem Jeter, when they're at the beginning of their careers, there's so much fun in the coaching part because that's really what you like doing is getting out there and just starting and teaching them stuff.
Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us. Let's talk about these quarterbacks on the roster, Coach. And, everybody wants to know who the starters are, who the depth chart, what's the depth chart even as we sit here in April. So as you look at it now, is Mason Garcia the starter this fall when East Carolina takes the field? Is there a battle between him and Alex Flynn? And Mike Houston said you guys are going to bring in another quarterback from the portal. Can you give us any insight on that situation with the QB room?
Yeah, I don't. As coaches, we don't really sit around and talk much about, who are the first 11, or stuff like that. We talk more probably in terms of who is at the level right now that's good enough to play on Saturdays and give our team a chance to win. So we never really see it as maybe just 11 guys or just one guy at a position because we know you're always one play away from having to play the next guy anyhow. We're always just trying to get as many guys, what we call above the line or in that 1A type thing. And so I know quarterback's a little different because you don't normally play more than one quarterback. Like you play 6, 7 wide receivers. You'd like to play 7, 8, 9 offensive linemen. There are other positions you even play more of those guys. With the quarterback, it's usually one more guy, and I know that's always the excitement about who's going to be the starting quarterback. I think that we have 2 guys right now that are good enough to lead our team on Saturday and go win. Raheem's going to be there. He's a high school senior right now, and right now he's thinking about going back to Spartanburg and going to the prom and doing some things like that. So we don't feel like he's ready right now. We're glad he came early. It will put him way ahead. But, at the level we want to play at, we're not going to throw that on him. We don't think that's where he's at. But Mason obviously has waited his turn. Been very loyal to the program. He's got a lot of people try to tell him what he needs to do, and he's ignored all that and done what's best for him. And he had a good spring. He really did. He had really 3 good scrimmages and worked through that. He's really, really improved, I think, in all his aspects, especially his leadership and his commitment to being better. I know a lot of people are thinking, how did Alex Flynn all of a sudden just appear, which he really did not. Alex was really trending last year. It's just, like you say, you don't usually play more than one quarterback. And Holton's one of those guys that, his best ability was his availability and his durability. He just, though he was banged up, he never came out of the game. He never really told anybody till Sunday that his shoulder came out of place or that his knee was hurt. So we didn't get guys in much, but he was really practicing well. So I wasn't shocked that he came out with an opportunity to get more reps. He lit it up, especially I know more people got to see the spring game than they did the other scrimmages. He was the difference in the game. So I do think we have a battle, but I always think you have a battle because if you don't perform, you're always going to have to put the other guy in. So again, I want 3 quarterbacks that are good enough. Fortunately, in our offense, the quarterbacks over the years have not gotten hurt very much. But we all know that can happen. You see it happen time to time. You see what happened at North Carolina State last year. They're a top 20, top 10 team, and injury gets them. And, by the end of the year, they were playing their 4th quarterback. So stuff like that we take note of, and that's why we're entertaining the portal. We entertained it in January and in December. There was nobody that was interested in us that we were interested in that we felt like was the right mix for our team. Very careful about who we're going to bring into this team, especially in a quarterback position, and who comes into that quarterback room. We got to have the right fit, not only athletically and talent-wise, but mentally and then just character-wise and teammate-wise. So, with that, we'll find somebody here this spring, I think, because we feel like we need 4 on scholarship, and we feel like Raheem is the future, but the future's a little bit away for him. But Mason and Alex, I feel really good about. I feel like we could win with either one. And you know what? You always kind of go through preseason camp. I mean, even Holton had to win the job. I know people probably think that's not true, but I promise you, if somebody was playing better than him in practice and in the scrimmages, we'd have been playing the other guy. He was the best option, and I guess he proved that this year. And they always have to do that.
Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us today, talking Pirate football, talking quarterbacks. Coach, win you lose, Holton Ahlers and so much offensively. When you think about Mike Houston, you think about kind of physical run game, things like that. Does the playbook, the plays you call on Saturdays change with the personnel, or is it all kind of a basic deal no matter who you're working with? Mason obviously adds a run element, although we saw Alex Flynn take off in the spring game and show he could run as well. But do you change things at all? Will it look different this fall, play wise, than it did in the past with Holton Ahlers at the helm?
Well, every quarterback's different. You do want to play to their strengths. And, I think as time when we got here, I think it took us a while maybe to figure out what Holton's best things were. And, fortunately, we put it together, I think, the last 2 years pretty well for him as he continued to get better. So Mason's definitely different than him. Mason and Alex are definitely different. So you have to be careful, though, because you can't just have a lot of different offenses. The offensive line would never be able to execute all that. You'd never have time to practice all that. The receivers, and the running backs, they can only handle so much and be good at it because the defenses throw so many things at you. And every time they line up differently or they move differently, that changes assignments and that changes things. So we'll stay within the structure of the offense. We will believe, as Coach Houston's going to always believe in, being a physical, football team that's going to play and not turn the ball over and, be solid on defense and try to do the right things, try to win the game like that. But we'll look a little different because the quarterbacks are such a big part of it. But the receivers are going to be different this year than they were, so that'll change it. But it'll all be the same system. Sometimes you have a play, and there's really 15 different ways to run that same play depending on what your quarterback and your running backs are good at, so you can change just little elements of the same plays. As far as how you call the game, a lot of that's just determined by the way the game's going and how you match up with the team. So weather, wind, sometimes those are factors in how you call the game. Field position is the number one thing in offensive football and offensive scoring, which anytime you see, if you're backed up, it's hard to score. If you get good field position, it's easier to score. So sometimes that dictates how you call the game. Obviously, the score dictates how much time is left in the game. So, I know everybody just wants to play wide open and have no fear. And I don't know that we have fear, but we do try to play smart. And I think last year, our ability to not turn the ball over and, make good decisions, which is what you're always trying to teach the quarterbacks, paid off for us in ability to win. The most games we've been able to win here in a while now. That's not how many games we want to win. We want to win more games than that, and hopefully we will continue to get better.
Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us. I want to hit on everything, get to some of y'all's questions as well. So we'll kind of skip over the running backs if we have time at the end. We've talked a ton about the talented running backs and Javius Bond coming into the mix, Green as well with Marlon Gunn, Rajay coming back from injury. So I know you're going to miss Keaton Mitchell, but the running backs, the backfield looks like a really, really good position group for ECU. Let's go to the pass catchers coach. And, man, we loved our 1 year with Isaiah Winstead. He was really fun to watch. C.J. Johnson out as well, Ryan Jones. So when you look at what you got coming back, Jalen Johnson, Shane Calhoun is a proven target for you guys, Josiah Hatfield, and heard the name Kerry King a lot this year and kind of heard it a lot last year, but just with you guys were able to stay healthy, pretty healthy at those receiver positions, Coach, just like at quarterback. So we didn't see really a ton of guys throughout the year, but Kerry King's a name that has been floating around for a while. So I guess outside of the top three with Calhoun and Johnson and Hatfield, who we've seen a lot of, who are some other guys you're expecting to step up in the fall that you've already seen step up in the spring?
Well, I think you're on the one that we've all been a buzz about, too, is Kerry King. Now, Kerry made a little bit of a splash last year, and then, he probably didn't get his name called a lot, like you say, because CJ had the best year of his life and stayed healthy and was in better shape, was able to play more plays, and then Isaiah was just an unbelievable pickup for us. So, that Jalen Johnson would have had a lot bigger year last year if he could have stayed healthy. He fought a nagging back injury and a foot injury and a bunch of other things. So, and then we've always said Josiah Hatfield, when he has a good game, he played pretty good. He had a great spring. He showed what he could do for the new receiver coaches and all that. But, yeah, as far as guys that we haven't talked about or not as in the mix as much, I guess Kerry would be the name, I think, that continues to pop up. And it's just because he's got such good speed and he's got such good work ethic. He just really, really tries to practice hard and do everything hard. Not very big. He's got to stay healthy. Got to learn to play a little bit more physical, and some things like that, especially in the run game. Those receivers got to do that. But we are really looking for him to make a big step up. I'd say Brock Spalding was a guy that came in and showed us early that he could really catch the ball, which, that can't be an underrated skill right there. As a receiver, you've got to be able to catch the ball, and he has a great knack for that. I thought he did some really good things in the spring. He did have a deep ball there in the spring game and everybody's other scrimmages. He missed one of the scrimmages there with a little bit of a pulled groin, and we were just a little bit safe with that because we wanted him to be back for the spring game, so we held him. But I would say probably those are the two that of the group we're not hearing about all the time are the two. And I would say there'll be another addition, at least one more addition will probably join our roster before we play next year.
All right, Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us. Speaking of additions, a couple of O-linemen committing to East Carolina from Akron. I don't know how much you can talk about the newcomers, but how about the O-line filling in for the spots that Avery Jones leaves behind and Noah Henderson? So you got some spots to fill. How do you feel about that group? How did they look this spring, Coach, as far as what you got now and also maybe some reserves coming on the way?
Yeah, we did. Losing Avery was a little bit unexpected, not totally, but the world of the NIL thing kind of got us there a little bit. Of course, we knew Noah wouldn't be back because he had already said he was going to declare for the draft. He had fought so much injury that he didn't feel like he could continue to play, college football and have a chance to play at the next level. So 2 pickups up there from the Soapbox Derby area there, I think are going to give us help. I don't really know what I can say about them either. As far as that at this time. The offensive line, went through a great thing there because obviously the legend Steve Shankwaller, finally stepped back a little bit. Not totally unexpected, and that his first tenure at East Carolina was, the first year of East Carolina, I think, so he's been here forever. And but you get a new line coach, boy, you're going to have some growing pains going through. Just mixing it and putting it together, different terminology, some different thoughts. Alan Mulgrew did a great job, though, of molding that group. And by the end of the spring, we were really starting to see some good improvement there. Nishad Struthers had an unbelievable spring. I think he's emerged kind of as the leader, the most consistent guy. Hampton Ergel got the start in the bowl game and had never really played very much and had only been a center for about a month. And had a great game against a really outstanding nose guard for Coastal. So he kind of showed us, hey, here's a guy that's probably better than we may have thought he was. And so we're excited about his progress too. And so we needed just a little bit more depth because we've got good numbers, but some of the numbers are very, very young, and I don't think they're ready. And the offensive line, it's a slow position to be able to go out there and play at this level. But Coach Mulgrew feels very good about this group. They have great attitudes as well. And usually the morale of your offensive line kind of determines the morale of the team. And those guys are in a good place right now. So I know they're going to be physical because Coach Mulgrew is a throwback guy just like Coach Houston. So they believe in hitting the people in the mouth and knocking some people off the ball. And I'm excited. I think, though, that I see good things in our pass protection right now. Parker Moore being at tackle, who was a rotate guy last year, really good spring, showing that he has the ability to block the guys out there on the edge, which that's a very tough assignment.
Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us, Coach. I want to make sure we get this in. Yesterday, Bryce Williams joined us on the show, and I told him you were coming on. And I said, all right, Bryce, you're going one-on-one right now with Donnie Kirkpatrick. What questions do you want to ask? And he said he had 3 for us. So, Shirley, let's hit question 1 from Bryce Williams to Donnie Kirkpatrick.
Coach K, I know you're listening. First question, what would you say your favorite number? What is the first number that comes to your mind?
All right, your favorite number. He said it was a number he used to say a lot. Do you know that number he's talking about?
My favorite number, well, I think he's wanting his jersey number to be the answer, which if I remember correctly, was 81. I don't know. His hair was so long at that time, it was a little hard sometimes to read his number. But I will say this, the number 17.
There it is.
Has been very, very good for me, and that's kind of been my lucky number in that there were some pretty good dudes that wore 17. But I don't know. 7 and 2 did some great things too, but they probably remember me talking about 17 being my lucky number.
He said if I text Zay Jones, if I text other guys right now, what's Donnie's favorite number, he would say 17. He said, which, hey, that's a good one to go on. Anytime you can talk about Dwayne Harris and 17, yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. That was true. And then I had Brian Soar, who GA'd for us a little bit, was the National Player of the Year at James Madison. We won the national championship. He wore 7.
Man.
So at that point, I confirmed that's a pretty lucky number.
That is the number. All right, there's question 1. That's the answer he thought you'd say. Question 2.
Second question is, what is the percentage the tight end will be the first read on the pass plays? I know what number I got in my head that I'm slightly biased towards. I'm going to see what you answer.
All right, interesting question, Coach. What you got for that?
Yeah, I know the answer he's looking for is that he will be the first read. So, you know what? I am looking for Shane Calhoun to really, really get more involved in the passing game with Ryan leaving a little bit, and we're putting a lot of emphasis on that. And I know that Mason and him used to room together, so they've got a little bit of that mojo going and that chemistry going too. It was easy when Bryce, not to just brag on your people there, but when Bryce was out there at the tight end, it definitely should have been probably the first read.
All right, well, he's a big Calhoun fan because, by the way, Bryce wore 80 just like Calhoun, so he's pulling for number 80 out there.
I was close.
Yeah, you were on one off. All right, he said he had 3 questions. Let's hear the third one.
You know, my third one is I'm drawing a blank, Coach. So, I will stick with 2. If something pops up there and as I go along, I'll throw one out there.
That sounds about right, Coach? Bryce couldn't come up with the third one for you.
Well, he hasn't changed much. I got the number right there.
There you go. All right, Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us. Coach, I'm looking at all your stops here. You got a long Wikipedia page, Coach. You've been in a lot of places. Have you ever coached in the Big House?
You know what? Oddly enough, I've been to the Big House because I coached at Eastern Michigan, which is at Ypsilanti, which is 8 miles from Ann Arbor.
Okay.
And we had a great relationship over there with the University of Michigan. We used to use their indoor facility on the snow days, which was pretty much every day for about 7 or 8 months up there. And we went over there and spent a lot of time with their coaches and watched them practice, but I never have taken a team into the Big House, so I've been there. I'm excited about going back. Davis, our son, was born there. He lived there for 2 days before we moved to Louisville, but we're all excited about going back and get a chance to play in the Big House for the first time.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Going to be awesome to see the purple and gold there. Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us here on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Coach, we'll let you run. Any final thoughts on this spring on Pirate football? It sounds like you acknowledge that there's work to do. It's not a finished product, but it sounds like you, the staff, the team especially, is very upbeat coming off a bowl win and looking forward to a big 2023.
Well, I just think things are in a good place here all over campus. I think in the school and with the athletic department, John Gilbert's doing just an unbelievable job. He sets a great atmosphere here, and I know our fans are just getting on board more and more. And this is a good group to pull for and pull for hard. We're going to have another good season next year. I feel pretty confident about that. We want it to be a great one, so that's what we're aiming for.
Good stuff, Coach. And if y'all throw a party, you and your wife, when Dan Snyder sells the team, let me know. I'd like to join you there. That'd be a good day.
I think we are thinking a lot.
Coach.
Everybody should say that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you joining us, man. Have a good I know it's not an off season, but have a good these months coming up, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
All right. Always a pleasure. Go Pirates.
Thank you, man. There's Donnie Kirkpatrick joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Chandler.
I have a trivia question for you. So we were going down, kind of going in the past with Donnie Kirkpatrick and the path that he's taken as a coach. He just mentioned he was at Eastern Michigan. When he was at Eastern Michigan in 1993 to 1994, who was the quarterback at Eastern Michigan that was a long-time backup in the NFL?
I'm going to say it's Charlie Batch.
Charlie Batch is correct.
Bangarang. Good question. And he was around forever. As a Steeler, as a Lion. Charlie Batch on the sidelines. I wish you'd have brought that up during the interview, but good call there, Chan.
I didn't see it until last minute. So,
all right, well, there you go. Next time we have Donnie K on, we got to ask him about coaching Charlie Batch back in the day. All right, let's you want to booty bag it? Let's booty bag it.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250, the number on the Pirate Radio Live line. What are we going to be giving away today?
A $10 gift card to Familia.
All right, Familia on the line for you if you're lucky caller number
8.
Caller 8, 317-1250. We'll be back with more Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Some things just go together. That's why Bojangles and Appalachian Mountain Brewery have partnered to brew the tasty beverage we didn't know we've been waiting for. Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea. Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea is perfect for entertaining, enjoying on vacation, tailgating, and any occasion when you want to bring the fun. It's always been Bo time, and now it's brew time. Pick up Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting the Pirate Nation since 1989.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
Take control of your health today with Arc Point Labs. Are you feeling tired, exhausted, or lethargic and not able to explain why? Fatigue can be caused by a number of things such as lack of sleep, illness, or chronic disease. The Arc Point Lab Fatigue Panel is designed to help people understand what could be causing their fatigue. Get a simple blood test today by getting started at arcpointlabs.com or call 629-6228. Arc Point Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit arcpointlabs.com.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
Pirate Radio.
We have a standard for the way you're going to play, and we're going to start making sure that we point out those that are meeting the standard, and everybody else has to rise to that. You have to. There is no choice. You have to rise to the standard, because the standard is what wins.
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
Am I more than you bargained for? Yeah, I've been dying to tell you anything you want to hear, 'cause that's just who I am this
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Ease Plumbing, Viva Electric, and Roland Black Heating and Cooling have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. For plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services, go to callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. And congratulations to Sydney Pennell of Winterville, picked up a $10 gift card courtesy of Familia, and Familia is your place for great Italian food, whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parm, or the delicious homemade desserts. Familia is a winning play every time for dine-in or takeout. Make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. And clip with a Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard update presented by the Buck.
The Buck.
East Carolina is clinging to a 4-3 lead over 13th ranked Duke. They are currently in the bottom of the 5th inning.
All right, a couple more innings to go. See if the Pirates can get a big road win. Game 1 of a doubleheader.
Yes,
correct?
Second game is scheduled for 7 o'clock.
All right, there you go. Shout out to, first of all, love a good Friday Familia run, pizza of the week. I did it last Friday. They had pepperoni and sausage. It's a giant pizza for $12, and it was awesome. And then I finished it off the next day, threw it in the air fryer, got it just nice and hot and crispy as it was when I picked it up from Familia, and it was dynamite. So if you want some good food on a budget, the Familia Pizza of the Week, ask what their Pizza of the Week is this week, and it's a great value, and it tastes awesome.
Yes, that is a go-to when it comes to me and my roommates. Sometimes we want to chip in and get the Pizza of the Week, very cheap option for you every single week at Familia. And also, don't forget, you think of pizza when you think of Familia, their Italian dishes, but their Italian hoagie is one of the best I've ever had. So check it out if you get the chance.
Chicken Philly, can't go wrong with that either. And a shout out to the prop queen, Ariel Epstein. She won a prop today, Chandler, involving your Nationals. She had Mackenzie Gore under 2.5 earned runs allowed, and he allowed 2 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings.
Nice.
And he's out of the game. So he didn't pitch very long, but he pitched long enough and gave up less amount of runs to win that prop for the prop queen, Ariel Epstein. Right now, it is Angels 2, Nationals 2, as they play in the 6th inning. By the way, Logan O'Hoppe, I don't know how to say his name. Is it O'Hoppe or O'Hoppe? 2 East Carolina commits in that game for in this Nationals and Angels game. Both he and Mackenzie Gore were ECU commits that went straight to the pros, and he's got 4 home runs already this
Logan
season.
O'Hoppe,
yeah, catcher.
Was the ECU commit?
Yeah.
Well, how about you add? There's 3 former ECU commits.
Let's add another one.
Mike Trout.
Let's add him. Never heard of him, but I'll take your word for it. 2-2 that score as they play in the 6th inning out in L.A., Anaheim, wherever they play those games. Some other scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by the Buck. Yankees knock off the Guardians 4-3. Mets beat the Padres 5-2, and the Astros blank the Pirates 7-0. So some other scores. Burley and the Cardinals played the Rockies today, or are playing because they're in the bottom of the 9th. Alec Burleson hit second today, goes 1 for 4, and is hitting a clean 300 this year for St. Louis. So Burley with a hit today, and it looks like the Rockies, if they can get 3 more outs, are going to win The Cardinals are going to win over the Rockies. They're up 7-4 in the ninth. Let's hear a little bit from last night. Cliff Godwin and a couple of Pirate players following the victory over ODU. Back-to-back back-to-back midweek wins for East Carolina and 5 straight wins overall now for the Pirates. Here's what Cliff Godwin had to say after the game.
All right, Cliff, well, just, you guys scored early, then you added some more runs late, and just another midweek win for you guys. What did you like about how you played today?
Well, you said another midweek win, like we've been winning a lot of midweeks, so that was a big emphasis. We were 4-5 coming into the night and just being ready to play, and I thought our guys were ready to play. I thought it was a great game on the mound. Defensively, we made some web gems in crucial situations, and thought our offense was good early and then good late to finish the game.
Top of the lineup really set the tone today. Carter did great. Lane Hoover obviously reached base, I think, 4 times. What'd you like out of them?
Just them being themselves. Hoover setting the tone, hits a single, got bobbles it. He's standing at second base. Setting the tone that we're going to play hard all day. So that was the thing I really liked.
Getting 5 innings out of Danny Beal today, what'd you like out of the way he attacked the zone and just pitched well?
Yeah, he had everything working. They're really good offense. They've hit a lot of home runs. Of course, he had his changeup working to lefties. He also had his breaking ball and his slider and also his fastball. They hit a lot of lefties in the lineup, and Danny really needed that changeup, so I think he punched out 9 guys. He was awesome.
Coach, can you talk about that left field play by Nowak? It was an awesome play.
Yeah, I missed it, but we had just backed him up 2 steps right before the guy hit it, so Colby and I will take a little bit of credit for that play, so we just had backed him up. But, Nowak has worked his tail off, and he's been DHing, but with JC being down, he's going to have to play in the outfield some, and he actually played some in left field in high school before he played center field, so that's the most comfortable position he has.
Speaking of JC, any update on him?
Yeah, it's going to be, a week or so, y'all don't have to ask me that for a while, so he's going to be out. But we've got good players, and we're not going to make excuses. If we don't win, it won't be because JC's out.
Coach, there was a couple of innings where the team was having a difficult time putting up hits, and then they picked the pace back up. What adjustments did y'all make to turn it around?
Their left-hander gave us a lot of issues, and he came out of the game, and we were able to put an inning together in the 7th inning.
Talk about your left-hander. What a great first 3 innings out of him. Was he on the pitch count today? Or?
No, but, if you're watching the game, his velocity was dropping, and he threw too many pitches. So, yes, the result was good, but he walked too many guys, was behind the count too much, so he's got to get better at that. And I love Zach, but that's one thing that he needs to work on for us to keep running him out there and extend him a little bit.
For a guy like Carter, I think he's leading you guys in on base right now. Just what kind of work has he put in just to be able to be that guy you can count on, I think, for the past few weeks?
Yeah, he's just continued to grow up. Last year I think he put too much pressure on himself and tried to do too much. The thing that Carter does, he really recognizes off speed really well, so he can, sit fastball and still pick up off speed, not chase it in the dirt.
ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin following the 7-3 victory over Old Dominion last night. Big Hoove got into one, pulled a homer to right field. 2nd of the season, 3rd of his career, and we'll hear what he had to say following last night's victory. Lane Hoover, home run and a winner at Clark LeClaire last night.
You guys were able to score some early runs and you piled on some more late. I guess how good was it to get another midweek win?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we haven't been the best at midweek, so I think we're 5-5 now, so midweek wins are big. It's good for us, and to be the aggressor early was a big time for us, so yeah, it was good.
Like, you talk about the home run.
Yeah, I was just ready for fastball. I didn't know if it was gonna be high enough to get out of here. So, that was great. It felt really good.
You've been hitting the cover off the ball early after a little bit of early struggles. What's been going right for you? Because it seems like you've been really locked in.
Yeah, just talking to my teammates, man, they keep me in it. They keep my head high, and I'm thankful for them. And once you get a couple going, you start to feel confident, really gain a lot of confidence. And so, yeah, it feels good right now. How's it feel to be out there in center field, man? I like it, yeah. It's good. We're all, there's, a couple of us are actually getting reps out there in center field. So, yeah, I like it in center.
So as a guy who plays left a lot, what do you like about the way Luke played left field
out
there?
Man,
making a couple good plays.
Yeah, he made 2 big-time plays, one against the wall, one in foul territory. And he's really been working a lot on his defense lately, so it's paying off for him, and I'm really, really glad to see that.
You've been hitting leadoff, I think, maybe the past 5 or so games. And I don't know if that's, correlative to how you're hitting, but like, does it kind of feel comfortable batting back up at the top of the lineup like that?
Yeah, I do like batting leadoff, and I really don't care where he puts me, but my job is to get on base and let the big guys behind me do their job.
You've had an amazing season. What parts of your game have you worked to improve as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I always try to stay fast, and a big thing for me is defense. I feel like I'm a big defense player, so get my arm, just continue to get stronger, and then getting stronger in the weight room, and look what happens.
Lane, how big is it to be home? You guys have won 5 in a row now.
It's good. It's always great to get wins at home, and had a great crowd tonight. They were behind us, and I'm glad we were ready to go tonight.
All right, Big Hoof, following the victory last night, center field, hitting leadoff, hit a dinger. Massive part of the reason why the Pirates have been able to go on this win streak is he's been hitting the ball well. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and hear from Dylan Danny Beal and have more for you on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Also, once again, set up Thursday's huge show. Got a ton of guests coming up on Thursday. We will run that down for you as well when we return after this.
Next to the mausoleum, just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in a song.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offers over 50 years of experience.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir, in MLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender in MLS 208516.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like our fresh, never frozen dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And our dough can save you dough. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Order now on the app from Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. Josiah Duke from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's that time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Big jobs on big properties demand a big side-by-side. A side-by-side like the first ever Honda Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew. This flagship model delivers serious power and performance where you need it most. Even more, it offers best-in-class comfort for 6 occupants with back seat leg room beyond compare. As for build quality, we'll let the Honda name speak for itself. Head to Ron Ayers Motorsports and see the all-new Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew today on approved credit. See dealer for details.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Spring is in the air at your CBD store. Make them your go-to shop for all natural sleep, calm, recovery, and wellness products. Their trusted products are award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store. Get 15% off any purchase. Just mention the code SPRING. New gifts and accessories are also in stock. Everything from CBD to charcuterie boards. Spring on by to your CBD store today. Open 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, beside Jed's Pizza.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Order Jersey Mike subs on the mobile app and get delivery right to your home, or save time and order ahead to skip the line to pick up from your nearest Jersey Mike sub location. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on a beautiful Wednesday here in Eastern North Carolina edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up Friday, we'll have a best of for you. We'll recap these football interviews with Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick. We'll talk to Blake Harrell tomorrow. We'll put that up there. But also, Mike Schwartz joined us last week, dive into the Players Lounge. So we'll go best of on Friday. But coming up on Thursday, as I mentioned, we talked offense today. We'll talk ECU defense coming up tomorrow with Pirate defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. We'll talk more football with ECU Hall of Famer Marcus Crandall. We'll talk Pirate baseball with former Pirate Brandon Manning. We will talk ECU baseball with former Pirate shortstop Turner Brown. Also, Brooks Hill will join us, our former intern, resident hockey nut. We'll have a Stanley Cup playoffs preview and talk about the Hurricanes' chances to hoist the cup. We'll play Name That Sound, and we'll have Ellerby and a representative from Pirate Fest as well. So the show will still be 3 hours, and we'll figure out a way to fit it all in. Coming up on Thursday, we'll be packed here from 3 to 6. Let's hear more from last night's ECU baseball victory over Old Dominion. Danny Beal was dealing, and he talked to reporters after his awesome output last night.
All right. Well, Danny, 5 innings out of you today. I mean, what were you feeling out there, and how were you getting it done?
It was good. I mean, it was obviously, we've struggled in the midweek a lot lately, and it was a big thing for us was to get back on track, especially in the middle of the week, because, conference play is great, but in RPI games in the middle of the week, we really need them. And I was just trying to give us distance. I mean, I knew that our pen was fresh, but at the end of the day, as many arms as we can save, it's awesome, especially for conference. So, I came in, saved Jake, and then just, kept pounding the zone. And, we obviously focused on execution a lot, and that's what I did, and got out with a win. So. ODU entered, I think they had like 3 different offensive categories in the top 10, like slugging, home runs, and all that. So as a pitcher, I mean, are you like trying to miss bats, or are you like conscious of that fact? How do you kind of approach a lineup like that? Honestly, it was just like we had a really good plan going, and I think, and at the end of the day, it was more just trying to execute. And once we found out what their approach was, we just kind of kept hammering, and then I think halfway through, it was kind of like they switched it a little bit, and then we just kind of used to my advantage. I don't think I've thrown that many pitches over the top since high school, and because normally I'm down below. So I mean, it was nice to see that everything was working tonight, and AK caught a great game, and J-Dub was awesome behind the plate too. So it was nice to get a win. Because Cliff said your changeup was working today. Does that kind of go into the over the top delivery too? Or? Yeah, I mean it's probably one of my best pitches over the top, and it was working really early, so we hammered it a lot, and it's definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for me this year, and especially since I'm last year I was predominantly down low, and having the changeup added this year has just been huge, just for me to get more opportunities and stuff like that. So it was awesome to see it at its best today. Your guys' starting pitching has been a big talking point, especially for your 3 starters on the weekend. But talk about the guys in the bullpen getting a chance to go out there and really perform. Yeah, I mean it's awesome. You see guys like Shankman, who last year didn't really get a lot of chances, and not this year he's performed awesome. And a lot of freshmen like Root's been phenomenal. Jay Connor's been awesome. I'm missing some guys, but that's kind of like our mentality is, when, the starters come out, we take a lot of pride in putting up zeros, getting a lot of strikeouts, just doing the best thing we can to help the offense win the game, whether it's, like I said, putting balls in play or strikeouts, whatever it is. But, the offense is been struggling, and then as of late they've been phenomenal. They picked us up sometimes, we picked them up, so it's nice to see us play a full complete game today. It was nice to see the pitching do really well and the hitting come full circle with a really good team. So
you seem to be in a groove on the mound today. What was working well for you?
Everything, honestly. I mean, it was nice to go 5 innings. I mean, I think that's my career long. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it was just nice to kind of like feel good for once and have all my stuff working. And missing bats is something that we take pride on as a bullpen. So it was awesome to see kind of me, Root, and Jake all do the things we need to do to win. So
you talked about Coach Knight about how it looks like that you guys over the last couple of years are really developing new pitches, and he's been really working hard with you guys.
Yeah, AK's awesome. We have a great relationship, as an entire staff, and he's worked tremendously with all of us, whether it's new pitches or just styles of pitching. We obviously like to work quick, and he's a great mentor and a great pitching coach. And I think the freshmen have come into staff really well and developed. And he, like I said, he's awesome, and he's a great guy to be around. And the fact that he's done so well in such a short amount of time just goes to show how productive he is and how good of a guy he is. So.
Danny Beal, great performance last night for him as East Carolina goes 3 pitchers last night, Root, Hunter, and Beal, and picking up the win. So they are ready to roll coming up this weekend against Cincinnati as they'll try to continue their dominance of the American. Certainly hit a speed bump in their first series of the year against Houston, losing 2 of those games, but since then responded with 3 against UCF. And we'll see if they can put another broom on the pole out in the jungle after a series this week with the Bearcats of Cincinnati. So we'll be keeping an eye on that this weekend. If you missed it earlier, East Carolina made it official. The Pirates, Bobby Pettiford transferring to East Carolina out of the portal. And also a high school player from Goldsboro, Corey Faison, also committed today, or assigned today, I should say. They were commits, now they are signees, so they are official part of the basketball team. Faison, 24 points a game, 12 rebounds a game as a senior, leading the Cougars to a 28-3 record. He is a 6'6" wing, so the Pirates add a true point guard in Pettiford and a wing in Faison, and now I'm sure Mike Schwartz and crew looking for a big to add to the mix, and maybe another shooter. And you put those ingredients together with Brandon Johnson, R.J. Felton, Ezra Ozar, Jaden Walker. You got something there. You've got some pieces. And I know it's April. I know I shouldn't get excited, but I am getting excited for ECU basketball with what Coach Schwartz is doing. Pettiford, I think that's a big one. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, but it gets me fired up for some Pirate Hoops. All right, we'll get ready to wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, Chandler, I'll see you later tonight, right? A little sports trivia action.
I'll be out there.
Be watching some NBA play-in action, also some Major League Baseball. Shirley?
I will be there eating dinner.
Oh, that's right. You said there was a maybe for you, so we'll see you out there eating dinner.
Yes, I'm not going to stay to play trivia, unfortunately, but I will be there for dinner.
All right, fair enough. We'll take what we can get. We will see you fine folks coming up Thursday, 3 o'clock, big edition of Pirate Radio Live. Blake Harrell, Turner Brown, Marcus Crandall, and more on the way. Thursday, 3 o'clock. We'll talk to you then. Have a great evening. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.